Yep, I bought a sound effects machine.
Only pay for what you need at LibertyMutual.com. Savings may vary. Underwritten by Liberty Mutual Insurance Company and affiliates. Excludes Massachusetts.
Liberty, 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 liberty.
Oh, not this song again.
Hello, Sarah. Real quick, if you had to choose, would you listen to elevator music all day or deal with payroll compliance?
Oh, payroll compliance for sure.
Wait, really?
Staying compliant is so much easier with Gusto. Gusto automatically calculates my taxes and files with all the right agencies for me.
That actually sounds great.
Hold up. Can Gusto help my small business with compliance too?
Of course they can.
Choose payroll compliance without the ups and downs. Visit gusto.com/radio to sign up for free.
The views and opinions of the following program are solely those of the host and other contributors. These do not necessarily represent those of Liberty Acquisitions 825, Blue Water Broadcasting, its management, staff, or any advertisers. For Montgomery's conversational radio show. It's News and Views on News Talk 93.1 FM. To join the conversation, call 272-9228.
You never want a serious crisis to go to waste. And what I mean by that, it's an opportunity to do things that you think you could not do before.
Can you get a cough, please?
I got hairy legs.
If we lose freedom here, there's no place to escape to. This is the last stand on earth.
We hold these truths to be self-evident. All men and women created by God. You know the thing.
Thank you, Dr. Pepper, and thank you, Chancellor, or Dr. Paper. And thank you, Chancellor.
In those days, you used to remember the straight race. You'd bang them on the curb, get them rusty, put them in a rain barrel, get them rusty.
I'm particularly glad that these lovely children are here today to hear that speech. Not only was it authentic frontier gibberish, it expressed a courage little seen in this day and age.
Joey Clark.
Welcome into News and Views in the afternoon on a Monday, and another week begins on the eve of the New Hampshire primary. Ron DeSantis, Ronnie D is out. Eddie, what do you think of that? Ronnie D being out.
I was a little surprised. He was out, but I'm glad he was very gracious about it.
He was.
I'm glad Trump was a little bit gracious about it as well.
Yeah, we were just talking about that off mic with our guests that we're kicking off the show with. We have Charlotte Meadows in the studio with us.
That's right.
Charlotte, how you doing today?
I'm doing great. Am I on?
Yeah,
you are on.
Yeah,
looking
you're
good
good
too.
I'm not hearing myself. Am I supposed to be?
Yeah.
Yeah, the headphones should be working.
Okay,
Maybe you're plugged into the wrong thing.
Oh, that's okay. I don't have to hear myself. I can talk without listening. Not always a good idea. I'm doing great. I came down from Montgomery last night, went to the school choice rally at the state capitol this morning. So that was a good event. Reminds me of days past when we had thousands down there, but optimistic about school choice being a really big deal in the legislature this year.
Oh,
and the governor promised it would be.
Right, and she said this is school choice week. Now, she's been saying that for a few years now, doing a school choice week. But this seems like school choice that's serious.
Yeah, there's going to be, Ernie Yarborough was there, and he carried the Price Act last year. And he told me he's bringing it. He's planning on filing it. I think he said next week. It's going to have a few changes to it from what it looked like last year, which is not to be surprising.
Right.
But so that'll be interesting. I've heard about another group that's working on and what we're talking about actually right now is Education Savings Account, ESA.
Right.
But school choice, just so everybody is clear on this, encompasses quite a bit more than just an ESA. It also, the Alabama Accountability Act, charter schools, private schools, all those are really forms of school choice. And we've got some really strong schools in Montgomery. One that was well represented this morning was Montgomery Christian School, that's taking advantage of the AAA, the Alabama Accountability Act. I actually worked on several pieces of legislation to do with AAA when I was there. So got a couple of things passed and improved and made it so that more students are able to take advantage of the program.
Do you miss being in the state legislature at all? We were talking about it last week, this new gambling bill they're probably going to roll out. And Do you miss that sort of back and forth behind the scenes at all?
I miss some of it, knowing what's going on behind the scenes, because I really did enjoy the nitty gritty of the job. But I'm also excited about the possibility of moving into a different realm in Montgomery. So I'm excited about that.
And let's remind folks, you're running for the State Board of Education.
I'm running for District 3, which includes a good bit of Montgomery, but it also includes all of Elmore and Coosa and Chilton and Bibb and Shelby counties, as well as part of Jefferson County and a little bitty part of Talladega County, the Sylacauga part of Talladega. So it's a big district. It's technically almost the size of a congressional seat.
Wow.
Which means we're doing it all different than what we've ever done before. You know, my thing has always been door knocking, and we've knocked on thousands of doors in District 74 in the last, since 2013. But this District 3 actually overlaps District 74, or at least it overlaps the district that I won in 2019.
Old one,
right, the old one. So, and it also is very, encompasses pretty much, I think, every single school that I had when I was on the Montgomery County School Board. So I was District 2 at the time, if anybody's that old, remembers I was there from 2006 to 2012, and included basically essentially the same schools that are in District 3 on the state board level that are in Montgomery County Public Schools.
And now this is an open seat because the would-be incumbent is retired. It's Stephanie Bell, right?
Right. She is not. She chose not to run again. I was actually surprised that she made that decision, because she told me she was planning to run, but I decided to run against her, and then she didn't run. So,
how many years was she there?
Well, she's been there for 27. It'll be 28 by the time she finishes her term in next January. So I said something about this to a friend the other day, and I said, well, I wouldn't even take office until January. And they said, what? Why so long? I was like, remember, this is a November election. It just happens that District 3 doesn't have a Democrat opponent. So the race right now is, in March the 5th is the day of the election. If there's a runoff, which there could be, it'd be April the 16th. So we'll know by the middle of April, and then it wouldn't be sworn into the office until next year in January.
Now, for folks who don't know, let's remind them, what is sort of the function of the State Board of Education?
That's a great point, because if you look it up, well, first of all, let's talk about what does it take to be on the state board?
Right.
All you have to do is be a voter in that district. So you do have to live in the district, but there's no other qualifications, educationally or otherwise. The state board is the group of people, and there's 8 of them plus the governor, so there's 9. She doesn't always attend state board meetings, but she is officially the chairman, and then of course the board elects a vice chair, and the 8 of them make decisions about the policies of the state. Some of those policies in the last 10 or 15 years have been somewhat selected by the legislature, but they could have been proposed by the state school board and run up the flagpole, so to speak, to improve education.
So the legislature is kind of like what Kings of Old used to be. Like the legislature, if they really want to do something, of course they get a governor's signature, they can do whatever they want.
That's right.
And so the state board, it's almost like y'all are the board over the entire state office and Department of Education.
Probably the key thing that the state board does, as with every local school board, is they hire, evaluate, and renew the contract or not of the superintendent.
And that's currently Eric Mackey.
Right, Dr. Mackey. And he's been there maybe since 2018, maybe.
Right.
I think, or about that. But they, the state board doesn't necessarily hire anybody else. I don't even think they approve any of the hires that he makes. But certainly they're over the Board of Education, the Department of Education. So all the policies that come out of, the Gordon Persons building, or the missing persons building, right, missing persons building. Those are all overseen by the state school board.
Okay.
For example, things like textbooks, they have a textbook committee, and they appoint the textbook committee, and then they approve the textbooks. And actually, something your previous talk show was talking about we're watchdogs, and that's really what I view the state school board should be doing, and probably hasn't done as good a job in recent years. The state board sees all these things, and they should be the watchdogs over our education in the state of Alabama.
What would be kind of an example of what would that watchdog role be?
Well, for example, if we've got CRT coming into schools. The state board should see it and realize it, and then put a stop to it before it, gets into the schools. I mean, that's
right.
kind of that's something the legislature is going to be doing again this year. But another big one right now, I mean, there's a lot of talk, particularly in Shelby County, about the public libraries and the books that they're allowing, and then actually whether or not they're even going to allow us to see the list of books that are not good, that people shouldn't be allowing their kids to read. The same kind of issue could be in our public school libraries. And that's something that I don't know that the state board has ever looked at or put. I mean, they very recently, I think, decided that local boards should have a policy that they at least approve not textbooks, but books that are coming into the libraries. And that's such a hot item for parents. I mean, you shouldn't have to, go and look at every book in the library to make sure that you can't drop your child off. When I was growing up, I loved to read. My mom would drop us off at the library downtown, and we'd go and pick out our 10 books. And I have a twin sister, so she'd get 10 and I'd get 10. And we'd go home with 20 books. And she never had to, look at every book in the library to see if what we were picking and choosing was going to be something that was appropriate for our, 12-year-old selves. So,
which could even be some of the classics. Like, you don't want a 12-year-old reading certain, say, sections of Faulkner or even Scott Fitzgerald. Like, you want to wait until they're getting into the later teens.
I mean, honestly, we were reading on high grade levels, even in like 5th or 6th grade. Melanie and I were both on like 11th and 12th grade reading levels. So, yeah, we probably could have read the stuff, but it might not have been appropriate. So there's sections in libraries, and we've got to make sure that the children's section, up to age 5, is for, babies. And then there's a elementary section, and then there's a preteen, and then there's a regular, teenager, and then there's an adult section. And really, to me, anything that's sexual in nature should not be in the children's or the teenager section. That can go in the adult section. And once you're an adult, you can do whatever you want to. Hopefully you've got the brains by then to determine good versus bad.
Hopefully.
And if you don't, that's on society. But that's what education should be all about, is helping people to discern the difference between, what's good to put into your mind and what's trash to put into your mind. And children can't make those decisions for themselves.
Right. Again, folks, we're talking to Charlotte Meadows, a former state representative in this area. You're now in the Hoover area?
Yes, we live in Hoover. Technically, it's Hoover address.
Okay. And so now you're running for the State Board of Education, District 3. I think, knowing you, and just in full disclosure, Charlotte knew me since I was a baby. She was great friends with my mother. Y'all both had kids, kind of. Me and Dodge came around at about the same time.
You were just about 3 months older than Dodge, and then Daniel came along about a year or so before Will, and then she never got that girl.
Man, I'm supposed to be impartial, I suppose. Yeah, she didn't. But it's kind of hard in your case for me to be impartial. I'm very partial to you for reasons that are so obvious we don't have to go into.
But I'm partial to you, so there we go.
Well, let's go to Dave. Maybe he can give an impartial take. Hey, Dave, you're on with Charlotte Meadows.
Yeah, as a history nut, I'm really disturbed by the idea that the school system of America, which brought us together shoulder to shoulder, all the kids in the neighborhood were brought shoulder to shoulder, and they would grow up together and go on to a future together. And there is so much paranoia going on with the school districts now that their budgets are being eaten alive by security. And that the problems of the school districts not being able to teach have much more to do with the fact that they couldn't invest in themselves because all of the money was being sucked up by security. So there has to be a trust position America comes to, that the rich kids and the poor kids are going to be sitting shoulder to shoulder so they can have a future together.
When I first started in elementary school, I was in a private Christian school, and so it was very segregated. And then the next year, I guess that was first and second grade, third year, we were in a public school, and But it was also the very first year that desegregation started in Alabama. And I remember there was 2 black children in my classroom. And then in the middle of that school year, we moved to Montgomery. So that was in Mobile, moved here. And Montgomery had clearly done a much more efficient, or maybe a better job. Maybe I shouldn't say better. Very integrated school systems. And we had 1 black teacher, 1 white teacher. The schools were literally 40 and 60 or 50-50 throughout the system. And we learned to work together. We learned to talk to each other. Yeah, I hear what you're saying about the security cost. And unfortunately, we are spending money on security that you kind of hate to think that you're spending money on things that should be going to teach kids. But on the other hand, when you think about what happened in, Uvalde and some of the other places around the country, you can't not spend that money. So it's...
Well, you can, because it's a well-regulated militia. And that if there's an unregulated militia that's handing out guns to... There are now machine guns that are being sold to little kids. Miniguns.
Well, that's illegal.
No, it's not. It's happening.
Well, I know it's happening.
Look at the catalogs. There are catalogs of kids to sell kid guns, and the rifle ranges and all of these places are encouraging bring the family. It's the sickest imagine, and then the cost.
Hey, excuse me, Dave. What the hell are you talking about?
I'm talking about the school districts are being eaten alive by security.
Okay, how much of the almost $9 billion education trust fund is being put towards security?
Well, you're talking about a trust fund or toward the daily amount of money?
The education budget in Alabama, it's called the Education Trust Fund, Dave.
Well, you've got probably more, your guest probably has those numbers. I'm telling you that this has been a problem now for 40 years. The Columbine shooting is now friggin' what is it, the 90s?
Yep, at least, because it was.
So the idea, and then the war on drugs was saying all the kids can't even have a locker at school anymore. That they're, it's the idea that
a lot
kids are being alive.
Most schools do still have lockers, but the ones that don't are because they're not using textbooks. So there's really not a reason to have lockers. It's not really because of a security issue. I don't know of any schools that are spending so much money on security that they're not teaching. Now, there might be schools that aren't teaching, but it's not because they're spending too much money on security.
Well, that part of it was the war on drugs. But the other part is that, after 9/11, they got rid of school. There are a lot of school districts got rid of lockers. But the other thing I was going to raise, and this is kind of famous, Thomas Jefferson used to be a big part of our history books, right? Well, the School Book Commission of Texas has so much marketing power. They have so much market share in the textbook industry that they took Thomas Jefferson out of the textbooks, and they did that 10 years ago. So I don't want any school district in America being forced to drop Thomas Jefferson. I want him still in the history books.
So that would actually be specifically underneath the state school board to make sure that when the textbooks that they are approving are being approved, that they look at those textbooks and say, okay, this does not include history as we know it to have been, and Thomas Jefferson clearly was a big part of it. So that's actually does come underneath the state school board, and having had experience on 2 different school boards, I understand what that looks like. I understand that it's a big job, and you can't just wave a magic wand and figure that it's going to be done. You have to actually dig in, put the work into it, to read the books yourself and make sure that you know what you're doing before you let it go through. It's an important job, and I'm willing to take it on.
Well, appreciate the call, Dave.
Thank you, Dave.
I was wondering if Dave was high when he called. A little obtuse. Sorry, Charlotte. Excuse me. Pardon me.
Obviously, probably my age or so, maybe older. But because he remembers same things I do, Columbine, and that was a long time ago.
Yeah, just let's be a little more on topic if you're calling in. We have a candidate in studio, folks. That's my humble opinion.
Oh.
But how about this? Let's hit a break.
All right.
And before we hit the break, first, this part of the program brought to you by River Region Contracting. And they're at River Region Contracting. Todd Clark and his team are ready to help you with that roof of yours. You know, they're the premier roofing contractor in the River Region for many reasons.
Oh, yeah.
One is those inspections.
Yep.
And you should get an inspection done. You might as well be every year. Manufacturer's just 3 to 5 years. But with River Region Contracting, you might as well make it every year because their inspections are free.
Absolutely free, Joe.
Always free.
Yes.
You're not on the hook. And
Are you in relation to the Clark family?
I don't know. I think there's so many.
I want to ask. You should be.
I mean,
Maybe
I would be happy to claim them as Ken. But of course, they also have estimates. If they do find a problem, they're also free.
Yep.
So
and accurate.
Inspections free, estimates free, accurate estimates. They show up on time. They don't leave a mess. Yep. They get the job done right. And they're insurance specialists. So if they find an issue your insurance might cover, they can walk you through that claims process and make it a swift and easy experience. Not a usual thing you hear when it comes to a claims process.
Right.
That's how good River Region Contracting is. So that number, 356-8635. Again, that number for River Region Contracting, 356-8635. And be sure to tell Todd Clark and the team there that Joey Clark from News and Views, along with that Eddie guy.
No relation.
No relation, yeah. Well, certainly not. We'll be right back, folks.
Want to carry News Talk in your pocket? Download the News Talk 93.1 app from the App Store. Available on iPhone and Android. Never miss a moment. Download now.
Hey there, River Region area. Dawson Electric hopes you had an amazing Christmas and a fantastic New Year. As we step into 2024, it's time to tackle those resolutions and make sure your home or business is in tip-top shape. And for all your electrical needs, there's one name you can trust, Dawson Electric. Whether you're planning a remodel, constructing a new home, or require service for your existing electrical systems, Dawson Electric has got you covered. Need emergency generators installed? Looking to enhance your outdoor space with stunning landscape lighting? Dawson Electric is the answer. We do it all for homes and commercial spaces alike. For more information, you can find us on Facebook. Search for Dawson Electric Company, LLC. Hit the like button and stay connected with us. We're happy to speak with you at any time. Just call 334-270-8024. Say it with me. That's 334-270-8024. For all your electrical service needs for home or business, call us at Dawson Electric. Dawson Electric, lighting up your world.
Hi there, I'm Madeline Cannon with Alabama Home Mortgage. Getting pre-approved is the first step towards home ownership. People are often scared or nervous about taking that first step, but I'll tell you, it's nothing to be scared of. At Alabama Home Mortgage, we will take the first step and every step along the way with you. Call us at 567-4223. We will gather the information needed to tell you exactly what you qualify for. After a call to Alabama Home Mortgage, you will know what price point to shop for, what down payment is required, if any, and what your monthly mortgage payment will look like. We take all the guessing out of it. Then, when you find the house you want to make your home, you are ready to make an offer. Along with your offer, you will submit your Alabama Home Mortgage pre-approval letter. This shows sellers that you've already taken the steps necessary to ensure that you qualify to purchase their home. Wait no longer. It's time to take that first step together. Call me at 567-4223 or start the process online at myalabamahomemortgage.com.
That's Alabama Home Mortgage because, folks, there is a difference in mortgage companies. NMLS 1586-36-8, Equal Housing Lender.
Did you know that 80% of New Year's resolutions fail by February? Did you know there's a good chance it's just hormones? Hi, I'm Evan Bass, founder of Montgomery Men's Health, and I started this clinic to take care of men. If your testosterone is low, then motivation, energy, and drive often follow too. And keeping resolutions can feel like walking through mud. Even more so as we age, these things tend to get worse if untreated. Guys, you're not alone. Your urologist-led support team at Montgomery Men's Health has your back. For years, we've effectively treated ED and low T comprehensively and with proven treatments dialed in just for you. With same-day booking, you can meet our passionate team, and by this afternoon, you'll leave with a plan that's designed to be sustainable for life. The number one thing we hear guys say is, I forgot how I used to feel. Guys, it's time to feel amazing and crush this new year. Call my team right now and let us treat you to an unforgettable experience. Dial 334-440-3663 or go to montgomerymenshealth.com. montgomerymenshealth.com.
For too long, Alabama's statewide news companies have shamed us for our conservative Christian values. Alabama deserves a news company that cherishes our culture, a company that isn't bought and paid for by the powers that be. 1819 News is that company. Run by Alabamians for Alabamians,
1819 News celebrates what is good and beautiful about our state while exposing those who work against our values in secret. Just go to 1819news.com to learn more. Subscribe to our newsletter. That's 1819news.com.
Trustworthy, accurate, immediate. Carrying your voice across the river region. News Talk 93.1 FM WACV.
Joey Clark.
Welcome back to News and Views in the afternoon. I'm your host, Joey Clark. Eddie Bader in the house.
How you doing, Joe?
Thank you for manning the phones today for me, kind sir.
No problem.
And of course, we also have Charlotte Meadows in the studio. She is not just here to hang out. Good afternoon. She is running for office for State Board of Education District 3. And Montgomery, a large portion of Montgomery, in fact, your old State House district is within this new State Board district. And a little bit of news in that race. One of your opponents dropped out.
Yes, Melissa Snowden was had signed up to run. She qualified and all that back in October, and then decided that she wasn't going to run, and she notified the state party. But unfortunately, by the time she sent the notification in, it was too late. She was already on the ballot, and so her name will be on the ballot on March the 5th. And if people decide they want to vote for her, that will be basically throwing their vote away because the party has decided. I had nothing to do with this, but the party's decided, and this is based on long-standing precedent, I'm sure, that they're just not going to count those votes.
Right. So
I
folks,
would
be
ask
aware.
people to vote for me, of course, but be aware that Melissa, who served on the Montgomery County School Board for a number of years, is not actually running.
Okay. Well, good to know. Let's go to Ron here on line 3. Hey, Ron, you're on with Charlotte Meadows.
Yes.
Hey, Ron.
I'm looking at age-appropriate service learning projects, and it's come up that we've talked about focusing on issues that are not political, but involve government involvement. Like East Palestine had a rail derailment, and the community was basically inundated with the toxic smoke from the burning of the fuel petroleum hydrocarbon products on the train, where the pets and had died in the community on the first and second day.
Oh.
But things happened. This was almost a year ago now.
Yeah, I remember. I remember when it happened.
Right. And that community was basically contaminated to a degree, and the life or shelf life of those contaminants, basically dioxins that were on the first burn.
So you wanting the students to come in and help do cleanup?
No, that's they're doing. No, we don't want students to touch that at all.
Okay.
That's a highly contaminated product. But I'm talking about
dangerous.
Should the students? This is the basic question. Should the students at a certain age investigate how that happened and what the population effect is in the long run, in the long term, from ingesting the toxins, and when those toxins will manifest into some form of disease reference or cancer, because dioxins are cancer.
Well,
so should the students study that, is your question?
That's right.
They absolutely should study things like that. And further, I would think that in that part of the area of the state, the country, the science projects would revolve around things like that. And most schools have a science fair every year in the spring, and you do something based on some theory of, you ask a question and then you resolve it through the questioning process. And it's all, it's a great thing for students, but because there's something real life right there, it would be I would hope that they would find that very interesting and then really dig into. And of course, as the students get older, the question is, how do you prevent it? How do you, what's the long-term impact? Whereas the younger elementary students would do just something on the basic lines of what is a dioxin or.
Well, one of the questions involved there is because EPA came out and reported just about 2 weeks after the event that they didn't find any dioxins. And dioxins, when they were put into the air, there was a heavy particulate and it dropped out earlier. So basically it's accumulated in the animals and in the human beings. And shouldn't they have studies? Because this is what we talked about, which was a kind of a flag on it. Shouldn't they have studies of the population to determine how many of individuals are actually containing the dioxins in their fatty tissue, which would include mothers' breast milk.
Right.
So that's why I'm talking about age appropriate, because it goes into more detail, like transgenerational from mother to child, of the effects of the dioxins. It's a big issue, and because EPA basically took too long to report the contaminant, and these contaminants stay in the body a long term, just like smoking a cigarette. You might have it 10, 20 years.
You could probably find it in hair parts,
Oh, sure.
follicles, years later or months later. I mean, but we don't want to rely on school students to find out all that types of information, because it's way more important than we would want some volunteers who are students to be looking into. I would expect that the government should be doing that, and if they're not, then private industry, whoever was involved in the accident to begin with.
And if necessary, class action lawsuits could be had and all sorts of things in discovery. I appreciate the call, Ron.
Thank you, Ron.
Thank you.
Is there something in the water today?
You know that we're talking about clips. There's the negative side of clips.
Oh, you don't think these people are from around here?
Kind of getting that feeling.
Oh, wow. Yeah, we're on the internet now.
Well, you're on the internet, and that's what I was saying before we got
blowing
on.
up.
I'm listening much more on Twitter. X.
Yeah,
sorry.
yeah. Twitter X.
I refuse. Anyway, it's so easy because I'll look up Twitter and you're right there at the top, and I have to just touch your little face, and there I'm hearing you right there in my kitchen. So it's really great. Way to go. I'm glad that's a feature now. I didn't know it wasn't, but now that I know it is, it's really easy to use.
Yeah, on the X platform, or formerly known as Twitter, also on YouTube, Joey Clark Live. Like, comment, and subscribe.
Right. And I think Melanie's listening on iHeart, so don't forget.
Okay, all right. Radio. Yeah, we got plenty of ways for you to listen, folks. Again, 272-9228. So, moving along, what do you think is like the people on the board, and how much do you think you can get done? Because it's one thing to be on the campaign trail and you tell folks this is what I prefer, this is what I see, but how much do you think can actually get done with the current crop of folks?
I have met all of the board members, spent more time with some of them than others. I've actually, Tracy West, who's the current vice chair, was on the local board in Auburn when I was on the local board in Montgomery. And I went over to their board meeting once or twice because I was a district director for the School Board Association. Anyway, very impressed with the way they did things in Auburn. Like Tracy a lot. I've met and known Wayne Reynolds. He's up in the North Alabama part. So they are two that would still be on next year. There's 4 seats up right now. The odd numbers, 1, 3, 5, and 7. So they're in 2, 4, 6, or 8. The lady that's running in District 5 that's also in... running now, Tanya Chestnut. I've met her, really like her a lot. She does have an opponent. I don't think she has much problem. I don't think she'll have much problem winning. And I think she and I would work well together. So anyway, the thing I want to say is you just have to have 4 votes plus the governor.
Okay.
And I think I would be able to work with at least 3 other people to impact change. I know I'm kind of probably a radical when it comes to making a difference on the state school board, but I think that our education in Alabama is so important that we should be doing that, and I'm willing to try. Since we were on the radio last, the state report card came out, and it wasn't dismal across the state. In fact, some places did really good, but Montgomery County schools declined in their score, and pretty much across the board, probably with the exception of the magnet schools. And that's not what any of us want to see, but it is an indication of, okay, we've still got problems in our public schools in Montgomery. On the other hand, shameless plug here, but Lead Academy went from 58 to 74, which was from an F to a C school, which was one of the biggest growth schools in the state. And I'm very proud of that. People said that they didn't like charter schools because we didn't have a good charter school. Well, now we are proving that we do have a good charter school, that all the kids of the school are learning. 100% of our kids at Lead Academy have come out of Montgomery Public Schools. They came to us behind, almost without fail, 1 to 2 to 3 years behind grade level.
Yep. I love hearing that success because I remember the negative press.
We've had a lot of negative press and not any real data to say, well, you're wrong.
Right, because you just started.
We just started. And the first year, the data showed that all of our kids were not succeeding. Well, all of our kids had been with us for a few months. And, they came out of a system that they were not learning in. So we're very pleased. In fact, one of the reasons I'm in town today is we're having a celebration at the school this afternoon to congratulate and thank the teachers, because it's awesome the work that they've done to help students get to the point where they're actually. Now, is everybody on grade level yet? No, we're not where we want to be, but we are making great gains. And that, when you're as low as our students start out, and we show that our scholars now are actually really gaining from a 58 to a 74, from an F to a C, that's really significant. And I hope it shows that all children can learn, because we do not cherry pick children.
Right. It's pure lotto.
It's pure
right?
lottery.
Yeah.
We've just opened the enrollment for the next school year. We're adding 10th grade this next year, but most of our growth actually comes from our kindergarten class.
Wow.
Because the students matriculate up each year to the next grade, and we really have not, space-wise, we don't have any additional seats for students who aren't already in the building in any specific grade, unless a family leaves or something, which that can happen. So I'm not saying don't apply, but the best chance to get in is for kindergarten.
Now, do you think you would, we're actually turning a corner here? I know this is beyond the role you're seeking at the board, but you would be working sometimes with the governor, for instance.
Mm-hmm.
It seems to me that Kay Ivey has come around to school choice doesn't just mean charter schools, which more charter schools, the better.
Right.
But it also means giving the full-on option, empowerment to parents to choose what they want.
This morning, she specifically said she's going to be supporting an education savings account.
Fantastic.
Which is a ESA is the other term for it, but it stands for Education Savings Account. That's the bill that Ernie Yarborough carried last year, the Price Act. Essentially, it was the Parents' Choice Act that I carried in 2022, the last year I was in the legislature. So that is, I believe there's 10 states right now that have what's called universal school choice, and that's what they're talking about. And that's where the money from the state taxpayers follows a student to the school of their choice. And that could be another private school, or that could be a private school, another public school, obviously a charter school. I mean, the funding on all that is, you can get really in the weeds talking about it, so I'm not going to do that right now. But I mean, the fact is that taxpayers and parents pay into the Education Trust Fund, and they should be able to use the money that, is basically allocated to their student to do what they think is best for their student.
Now, who doesn't want this? And it's weird for me to ask you, who do you think your enemy is here? Who would be unhappy to see Charlotte Meadows on the board, or more broadly, so it's not so personal? Who is really pushing back against these goals of getting more options, choice?
I mean, so specifically, unfortunately, one of the groups that probably is opposed to a universal school choice is the School Board Association.
Mm-hmm.
Another group is the Superintendent's Association. And then, of course, you've got the Teachers Union, the Alabama Education Association. So those are three really big organizations that are going to be, kind of gunning for the school choice bill when it comes out.
Well, is it just almost, I hate to say mercenary, but it seems like it's we're protecting our turf and our budget.
That's exactly what they're doing, is they don't want to see any public school lose any public funding. And the bottom line is, if a public school loses a public student, they're going to have to lose the public funding.
Right.
And at the end of the day, we've got to think about what's going to be the best for the student, not what's best for the system or even the county. I mean, it's really not about what's best for these groups and organizations. It really comes down to what's best for the child. And if this student is going to learn better in this setting, or with this group of teachers who are very focused on, there's looks like there's a new charter school in Mobile. What was it? I saw it just the other day. I'll think of it in a second. Anyway, it's going to be very focused on something that I thought, wow, that's a really innovative idea. Obviously, everybody in Alabama can't take their kids to a school in Mobile.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, but there's the School of Arts and Sciences.
Right.
There's the Math and Science. I mean, some of those schools are really, obviously, really helpful and good. there's a charter school in Bessemer, aviation and on aeronautics or something like that, which is designed so that every kid that goes there actually gets a pilot's license, and they get the hours, or they at least start getting the hours, and they finished high school able to go into the aerospace industry or go on to college into really like a aerospace engineering or something. You still have to go to college for that.
Sure.
But to me, this is really the solution to our absenteeism problem, and also to students who are just so bored in school they don't know what to do, so they act out, and there's a lot of discipline problems. If you have something that a child is interested in doing and you feed it to them every day, then they're going to pay attention in school. They're going to want to show up, and they're going to want to pay attention. And I mean, you know, it just doesn't have to be so complicated.
Right.
We have to provide things that students want to learn about and then make it available to them.
Now, have you, like, how surprised, how shocked, or maybe neither, I'd imagine there's a little bit of shock and surprise of these curriculum wars. And what I mean, you brought it up earlier, like the books in the schools, particular types of things that people are worrying about their kids being taught. As your position, if you're elected to the state school board, would you be, like you said, able to kind of keep a watchful eye on those sorts of things?
Well, yes. I mean, for example, the 1619 project, I mean, that started trying to take a toehold in Alabama, and I think we just kicked it out on its face. But it could come back again, or something similar to that. And what that's talking about is, how the country was formed, and we were formed just based on slavery, and we wanted to enslave all the people. And that's not what our country was started on. It was started on religious freedom.
Right.
And if you don't know how to read well and can understand and go back and actually read the original documents, that's one thing that I think really needs to be taught more of, particularly in middle and high school. I've started watching a lot of PragerU recently.
Oh, yeah.
And they've got some incredible programs, or snippets, I guess, for children. And I've been showing them to Rosemary, my 3-year-old. So she learned the song "It's a Grand Old Flag" last week. I mean, she doesn't know all the words quite yet, but we're learning. Anyway, I mean, you can't allow your children, even at a very young age, to be exposed to things, first of all, that aren't true. And then if they are true, in a way exposed to someone else's way of thinking about something that makes it seem like we should all hate our country or hate our state or hate the people around us. Because, until the Lord returns, we're kind of stuck here on earth all together.
Right.
However many millions and billions of us there are, we've got to work together and learn to get along.
Amen.
So to me, that's a big part of what education, particularly public education, should be about. And that, to me, is a reason why people should not abandon the public schools. I mean, we need solid citizens in the public schools so that their parents are involved in those public schools.
Right. Well, and that's the whole idea behind the school choice movement, is that it'll be a shot in the arm to everyone to have to get with the program and at least start to change things in order to compete.
And a rising tide floats all boats. Yep. And so to me, if a school across downtown is doing a great job and the public schools are afraid of losing students, then maybe what the public schools should do would be to improve their services.
Step up their game.
Exactly. And I mean, that even means just nothing more than, being welcoming when a parent walks in the door, not making them feel like they're an outcast. And I've been in schools where that happened, and it's not comfortable, and it drives parents away. So we can't continue down that road.
Now, we're running out of time for this hour. I got to hit a break here. We're running out of time. So if folks want to follow you, help volunteer, or donate money to your campaign, how can they do so?
Yeah, that's great, Joey. Thank you for mentioning that. We have a Facebook page and we have a website. The website is charlottemeadows.org. The Facebook page is Charlotte Meadows for State Board of Education. I have an Instagram account. Obviously, I have a Twitter account. I don't do near as much tweeting as I do just looking to see what's going on out there. But we'd, love to have supporters. Follow us on Facebook, and you can donate on the website, charlottemeadows.org. If you choose to, make a contribution, that's always welcome. Thank you. for bringing that up. I
it
always
always-
forget about that at the end.
Well, but it's always great seeing you. It really
It's
is.
great to be here.
Like I said, folks, I can't be impartial in this race. I'm fully behind Charlotte. I mean, if I have to do an interview, somebody else, if they ask, I will. I'll be fair. I'll ask pretty much the same questions and point of view.
You're a good host, so I'll recommend to my opponents that they come and talk with you.
Yeah, well, we're work at it if they're game. Yeah, no, I'm open door policy with everybody. But great seeing you, Charlotte.
Thank
Really
you.
is. Y'all
Good to see
stay
you,
tuned.
Eddie.
You too, honey.
Oh, don't be nice to him. Don't be nice to. We got to hit this break.
No,
We'll
I'm
be
not
right-
mean to
The
anybody.
educator.
He may not know
What
whether
did you
he's
say?
coming or going. But whether you're going to work or coming home, Greg Budell is there. Mornings, 6 till 9, and afternoons, 3 till 6. Only on News Talk 93.1 FM, WACV.
The Rich Thomas Weather Network, brought to you by Montgomery Paint and Body. From a little fender bender to total body repair, MPB will fix it good as new, maybe better. For over 35 years, the Turner family has been getting you back on the road. Call 279-7325.
Well, hi, everybody. Our radical temperature swing begins today. It's a start with a high temperature up to about 57. That's better. Sun cloud mix. Clouds will be increasing, mostly cloudy, not as cold tonight. Overnight low 44. That's a big improvement. Tuesday's high 66 sounds nice. Risk of showers by tomorrow afternoon. Showers and thunderstorms Tuesday night. Even more likely Wednesday night, and especially on Thursday. But get this, the high temperatures will be in the lower 70s on Wednesday and Thursday, almost spring-like. More storms Friday, but very mild. From the Blue Water Weather Center, this is Rich Thomas.
John Bobo with Capital Tractor. Together we have hauled it, lifted it, dug it, and mowed it. Season after season, to every customer who has walked through our doors, thank you for trusting Capital Tractor and Kubota. Kubota and Capital Tractor, Montgomery, Brundage, and Greenville.
Hi, this is Carol Kennedy with Camo Country, and we've been advertising with Blue Water Broadcasting for many years, and we appreciate Blue Water Broadcasting helping promote Camo Country.
Radio works. It's as simple as that. Call us to find out how radio can work for your business. Blue Water Broadcasting. Local folks helping local business.
This is your roving reporter, and today I am talking with an elk. Hey man, Mr. Elk, I was just wondering, what do elk do to take care of their money? Well, like most smart folks, we call David Ernest. You mean Alabama's most favorite asset preservationist? That's him, man. We call him up at 334-279-7431 or 205-479-0839. I see. Yes, he is our preferred money man. The money man with the money plan. You've been paying attention. Well, could you give us those numbers one more time? 334-279-7431 or 205-479-0839. And I just want to try to give you a heads up, man. Oh, what's that? I'm not an elk. Not an elk, huh? Well, then, pray tell, what are you? Knights of Columbus. I am not even going to make a comment. Well, the baby liked it.
Hi, I'm Ray Bowles from Prattville Carpet. If you're looking for waterproof carpet, hardwood, laminate, vinyl plank, or ceramic tile, call us today for your free measurement.
Prattville Carpet is a family-owned flooring store that prides itself on personal service, quality products, and guaranteed installation. From beautiful hardwood floors to luxurious smart strand carpet, Prattville Carpet has you covered. Call, come by, or online at prattvillecarpet.com.
Prattville Carpet, we're more than just carpet.
Hey, it's Lyle from Marguerite's. We all want to wish you a wonderful, happy new year, 2024. We're building all new, beautiful jewelry for you. Of course, we remake things. If you have anything sitting around, bring it in. Let's see what we can do with it. Marguerite's is full service. We have the best jewelers around. We have the best gift wrappers around. We have the best merchandise around. We have the best pricing around. We have the best quality around. But I'm not bragging. We're darn good, though. Come in and see us at Marguerite's. We really appreciate it. Looking forward to a great 2024.
All the headlines the mainstream media won't touch. Your News Talk station. News Talk 93.1 FM WACV.
Joey Clark.
Welcome back. Hey, could you come up with lyrics for this one, Eddie? This was just a random jam one day.
I don't want to ruin it with lyrics, though. This is just good.
Like, well, no, you got to come up with lyrics for me. Like on some of these, they're just jams, so I need the help.
Send me a link.
Okay.
Don't get offended with the lyrics.
Oh no, I want them. That's why I'm
in progress.
I was wanting them to be kind of down home and obnoxious.
Just
like
know it to be
I
a
wanted
work
that
in progress.
that Chisholmite perspective on
Be
life.
careful.
You'll be like the white ice cube.
I just bought a new 30-pack of Busch Light. Be careful what you ask for there, Bubba.
Write the song, Cube. Get out of here, Cube. Oh, so we only have a few minutes left in this hour. So before we hit our top of the hour break, this part of the program brought to you by Pest Pro Services. And isn't Ashley just fantastic over there?
Dude, they have been great.
Zach also great, dude. Everybody there.
Never run into a bad person there at all. And one of the greatest things, again, we talk about their Facebook page of how informative it is, but they're already planning for the spring. They're already letting people know, don't forget, mosquitoes are right around the corner. We're cold now.
Oh, but they'll be coming back.
Yeah.
With a vengeance. And even if it is cold, don't think that, water, moisture still attracts fire ants.
Oh, yeah.
Termites.
Termites, man. Right now, big time.
And you even saw a scorpion the other day, right?
Yes. And
wood scorpion.
It's a wood scorpion. I've seen them here in Alabama, not very often, but when you see one, it really makes you think, what world are we living in?
You ever want to touch it?
No.
I've been the scorpion.
No.
Oh, okay.
No, not at all. But the glue pad did. That's how I got to see him.
Now, if one scorpion is seen, you're probably
sure.
like, I'm a man, I got this. But if multiple scorpions, like a nest of scorpions, along with other problems, you're probably calling Pest Pro Service.
Oh, definitely. You need to. And like you
Definitely
always
call
say,
it Pest Pro.
make them your everyday pest control service.
That way, yeah, you'll already know them if there's an emergency. In fact, because they're already working on your house, you ain't going to have that emergency,
Exactly,
most likely. Whether it's termites, mosquitoes, whatever it is. Contact Pest Pro Services today. That number, 265-9990. That's 265-9990. Or you can always go to ppsriverregion.com or search Pest Pro Services on the Book of Faces. When you want to know, call a pro, Pest Pro Services. And be sure to tell Ashley and that great team there that Joey and Eddie from News and Views in the afternoon, those fellas on the radio,
That's it.
sent you. So I guess the big breaking news over the weekend is that Ron DeSantis
Ronnie
is
D.
out.
Yeah.
Dropped out.
Kind of surprised me a little bit, to be quite honest, Joey. I thought he would go at least till the primary there, New Hampshire.
No, I think DeSantis realized I don't want Nikki Haley to get anywhere near Trump. I have burned through a lot of money.
Mm-hmm.
He stumbled out the gate. Why not leave this thing with grace?
So smart.
After the top of the hour, we'll play the clip and he didn't announce it to a news organization. It wasn't a press release. He just did a quick video on the X platform and dropped out. And I have to say before we play this thing, Eddie, that is the most relieved, relaxed, and happy I've seen the man on the campaign
Several
trail.
months.
Yeah. He always looks like pardon me, he had a stick up his butt.
Yeah. Well, do you think he just got bad advice, though? Or do you think that...
Yes.
Yeah. You think that's what held him back?
Yeah. Okay. I think he was told, here's the path.
Mm-hmm.
And they were wrong. Very, very wrong.
Yeah.
And also, I got this from
Patrick
Bet David show. They were talking with DeSantis off, air.
Mm-hmm.
And Bet David asked him, did you go meet with Trump before you decided to run? He goes, no, why would I do that? He's like... Because Bet David's the CEO, he's like, dude, seriously, even if you're going to screw somebody or go against them, go be a man.
Be a man.
Tell them to their face, even shake hands about it.
Yeah.
And actually, I think that's what Vivek did. And that's why Vivek and Trump got along so well.
Well, one article I kind of halfway read this weekend, it mentioned that Vivek was not in the top 5 or even top 10 of the VP jobs that Trump has put out.
Well,
and I wonder if that was one big head fake.
Yeah, no, who knows with that? Though Trump was putting to bed, it's not going to be Nikki Haley, but who knows?
Oh.
The VP thing is so fake at this point.
Right.
Like everybody's throwing names out there to try to test the water, so to speak.
Well,
So
if he's just looking for a fall guy, I might take that job. I'm available for that kind of money.
we'll get it at the top of the hour.
Let's
break.
hit it.
When we come back, we'll get into all the breaking political news. Plenty of fun clips and also fun, interesting stories like there's a dog, Eddie, named Ariel, like the Little Mermaid.
Oh, yeah, yeah.
But it was born with 6 legs. Had to have massive surgery.
Okay.
Turns out the dog's all right.
Well, that's good to hear. Okay. I was kind of worried you was going to go another route with that.
No,
okay,
no.
good.
No, like it's amazing what
Well, I don't need
modern
an
medicine can do.
I don't need an old yeller moment, so. Those things can make you tear up really quick.
What about you? Like, didn't we have that agreement that if you get a little too crazy, I'd get the shotgun?
Yep.
Okay.
Yes, sir.
That's still in effect?
Yes, but remember, from 5 feet away or less, don't just wing me.
Oh, no, I'm going to point blank. Well, that's a disturbing way to end an hour. We'll be right back.
From the Riverside Chevrolet Master Control Center, this is WACV Cusana, News Talk 93.1 FM. When it's Chevy, it's Riverside.
With SRN News, I'm John Scott. 3 members of an air ambulance crew were killed when their helicopter crashed in Oklahoma. That crash reported near Weatherford late Saturday. The NTSB investigating. 4 people have been fatally shot outside Chicago in what suburban officials describe as a domestic-related shooting. A suspect was taken into custody, according to the Tinley Park Public Safety Department. The 600,000 residents of Memphis, Tennessee, are on their 4th day of living under a boil water notice. Repair crews are working to fix broken pipes that cause low water pressure throughout the system and left some residents with no water at all. The winter storms brought sub-freezing temperatures, snow and ice to Memphis. The Dow up 63 points, the NASDAQ adding 25 points. This is SRN News.
Hey, Dr. Portrayal.
Life can be so unpredictable. After losing my dad, it made me think about my family if something were to happen to me. I had heard about life insurance through Ethos and how easy it was to get coverage. They were right. In 10 minutes, I was covered. And boom, family protected.
Ethos fast and easy online term life insurance up to $2 million in coverage with no medical exam. Some policies as low as $1 a day. Answer a few health questions and get your free quote at checkethos.com. That's checkethos.com.
The Dinesh D'Souza Podcast, now available on the Salem Podcast Network.
For the left, it's generally you open a door, and then if you notice that no one is pushing back to shut the door, you go right through it, and then you kick in the next door. If we offer no resistance, our past will basically be nothing more than a series of leftist incidents designed to overcome our past.
Subscribe to the Dinesh D'Souza Podcast on Apple, Spotify, Google, YouTube, Rumble, or at SalemPodcastNetwork.com.
Rich Thomas weather brought to you by Wiley Sanders Truck Lines. Truckers, if you are looking for green grass, contact Wiley Sanders Truck Lines. In business since 1959 and still growing. Call today, 855-777-9785.
Well, hi, everybody. Our radical temperature swing begins today. It's a start with a high temperature up to about 57. That's better. Sun-cloud mix. Clouds will be increasing, mostly cloudy, not as cold tonight. Overnight low 44. That's a big improvement. Tuesday's high 66 sounds nice. Risk of showers by tomorrow afternoon. Showers and thunderstorms Tuesday night. Even more likely Wednesday night, and especially on Thursday. But get this, the high temperatures will be in the lower 70s on Wednesday and Thursday. Almost spring-like. More storms Friday, but very mild. From the Blue Water Weather Center, this is Rich Thomas.
For the lowest prices around on flooring and DIY flooring installation supplies, Budget Floors & More is your new best friend. Luxury vinyl plank, carpet, ceramic tile, floor installation supplies, and more with prices lower than the big box stores. Budget Floors & More, Hunter Lane across from Del Rey to Publix.
From the Blue Water Broadcasting News Center, here's today's top stories. A Prattville woman was found shot to death in Montgomery Friday afternoon. Police were called to the area of West Boulevard and Ashley Road about 1 p.m. where they found 54-year-old Stephanie Harbison with a fatal gunshot wound. She was pronounced dead at the scene. A state lawmaker is proposing legislation that would make it easier to remove local library board members. Senate Bill 10, sponsored by Senator Chris Elliott, allows county or municipality officials to remove library board members for any reason with a majority vote. The legislative session begins February 6th. More than 500,000 beds sold at retailers like Walmart and Overstock.com are under recall because they can break during use. The recall impacts several different models of beds from Home Design Incorporated, following 128 reports of beds breaking or collapsing when used, with 36 people injured to date. From the Blue Water Broadcasting News Center, I'm Sky Mosley.
This hour of news and views is brought to you by our good friends at Alabama Home Mortgage. Alabama Home Mortgage, 567-4223. Visit them on the web at myalabamahomemortgage.com. NMLS number 1586368. An equal housing lender.
I'm with Miss Dot at the Eastbrook Flea Market and Antique Mall, and Dot, we're ready to roll into a new year.
Happy New Year.
Well, tell me what's going on here at Eastbrook Flea Market and Antique Mall.
The booths are being restocked. The hot cider is going.
The rocking chairs are here, and there are great sales going on in some of the booths. Really and truly, there's some neat stuff around here. You need to come in and see it.
Shouldn't people plan to come maybe spend some time and find all the treasures here at Eastbrook?
Oh, yeah. Yeah, we've got some that come in and spend their lunch hour, and they bring their lunch and eat as they shop around, and which is fine with me. But then some come and spend the whole day, and I just love that.
Do you have any events coming up soon?
Anniversary sale will be here in February. Don't know the exact date yet, but listen for the ad. Come shop that day because it'll be a great event.
All right, Doc, give us the hours of operation.
Monday through Friday, 10 until 6. Saturday, 9 until 6. Sunday is 12:30 to 4:30.
That's the Eastbrook Flea Market and Antique Mall, 425 Coliseum Boulevard.
Honey?
Yeah?
Do you think it's safe using all these extension cords?
Oh, yeah, it's fine.
Actually, too many extension cords can be dangerous. Call Crosby Electric to add new outlets.
Sure is dark in our yard.
Good. We'll sleep better.
Maybe you will.
Crosby Electric does landscaping lighting for beauty and safety, as well as security lighting for peace of mind.
Oh, darn. The vacuum cleaner just tripped a breaker.
Honey, never vacuum while I'm making popcorn.
Tripping breakers can indicate a potential fire hazard. You really should have it checked out by Crosby Electric, serving the river region for almost 50 years.
Sweetheart, are you ever afraid that lightning could damage our electrical system?
Afraid? Come on. No. Maybe we should call Crosby. You know, just give him a call.
Whole house surge protection can protect you and your possessions. For an assessment and for all your electrical needs, call Crosby Electric 272-2085 or visit us at crosbyelectric.com.
The views and opinions of the following program are solely those of the host and other contributors. These do not necessarily represent those of Liberty Acquisitions 825, Blue Water Broadcasting, its management, staff, or any advertisers. It's time for Montgomery's conversational radio show. It's news and views on News Talk 93.1 FM. To join the conversation, call 272-9228.
This is how you conduct yourself in a democracy?
Joey Clark.
Welcome back to News and Views in the Afternoon. I'm Joey. He's Eddie.
Hey, Joey.
How you doing, Eddie?
I'm doing all right. How are you doing?
I'm all right. I think I'm going to survive.
Yeah?
2024, yeah. I think I'm going to survive it.
Have you gotten cold in the last few days? You know, with all this cold weather, we hadn't really hit on it. Just, you know,
No. Lately, I've been good.
Yeah?
Maybe it's because I got fat.
I didn't even think about that.
But I've been, like, hot.
Really?
Like, if I took the trash out and it was, like, in the teens.
Yeah, yeah.
You know, that was cold.
Okay.
Okay, I admit, with the wind blowing at the middle of the night, no sunlight, it probably was a very, very crazy wind chill. Yeah, that made me cold. But for the most part, I'm just always hot.
Yeah.
Like, yeah, it's
You're running hot.
oh, yeah, I'm just
All right.
running hot.
I hear you, big boy, running hot.
Yeah, like this bowling ball I've
Oh,
got
yeah,
here under my chest.
Well, as much as you've been working out, though, it's kind of balancing out.
Can you imagine if I wasn't working?
Yes, I've been there, Joey.
No, I would be really bad.
The only workout I got was the buffet line.
Yeah, goodness gracious. But anyway, the big news over the weekend is that Ron DeSantis, well, he has dropped out. And so here is Ronnie D making the announcement on the Twitter X platform. By the way, this Churchill quote he shares at the top, I don't think it's really Churchill.
Oh?
Here, let's search this.
Think you got some bad advice?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Been there.
Again. Let me search this real quick.
And we're searching.
This is from the Daytona Beach News Journal. DeSantis' fake Churchill quote. Did he quote a Budweiser ad when he dropped out of the race? You couldn't even get out the right way. What happened to
If
you?
you're going to do that, I mean, let's do it that on top, baby. That's a classic way to do it,
What happened
man.
to you, Ron? What happened to you?
He just wants over. See what happens when you go against Trump?
Oh, that is amazing. Absolutely amazing. Yeah, DeSantis appears to misattribute a quote to Churchill as he drops out of the primary race. Wow. But so anyway, the quote that he shared was success is not final, failure is not fatal. It is the courage to continue that counts.
But what's he going to continue?
Governing
to be
Florida.
governor. Now he's a good governor, and I am all for him.
You
being
should
governor
ask
of
my
Florida.
liberal. I should get my liberal uncle on. He's about to retire from the newspaper business, I think.
Oh, yeah?
Who knows? He keeps saying that, and then he's been there another 5 years.
The older you are and the closer you are to retiring, the more you say, I'm going to retire and don't.
Yeah, and we're not as close as like other uncles because he's always living in Orlando. So I mean,
he sounds like a fun uncle.
He is. He's definitely an uncle. I would talk more about music and art, and he's more the liberal.
Yeah,
and editor for the Orlando Sentinel. Yeah, he worked at the Montgomery Advertiser for a while. He has some great stories about who's the name of Stephen Reed's dad? Joe Reed.
Joe Reed.
Yeah, he's got some great stories about Joe Reed. Great stories about Emory Fulmer.
You're making me want to go field trip.
But you ask him, my Uncle Mark,
yeah,
about Ron DeSantis. And I think what he would say, excuse me, pardon me, Uncle Mark, what an a-hole.
Whoa!
He does not like DeSantis at all.
He's the best governor in all of the land. Besides me, Mom.
So enough of like, he couldn't even get out the right way, but let's at least listen to the speech because seriously, this is the happiest I think I've seen Ron DeSantis look in months.
Very AI right there.
Let's listen in.
Florida. The warmth of being home is a reminder why I've chosen public service. From joining the United States Navy and serving in Iraq to representing the people in the U.S. Congress and now serving as governor of Florida. And it reminds me why I decided to run for president. To fight for those who have been forgotten in this country. This is America's time for choosing. We can choose to allow a border invasion, or we can choose to stop it. We can choose reckless borrowing and spending, or we can choose to limit government and lower inflation. We can choose political indoctrination, or we can choose classical education. These choices are symptoms of the underlying struggle to ensure that constitutional government can endure and that Western civilization can survive. And we launched this campaign to bring accountability to government, regain sovereignty at our border, and restore sanity to our society.
Yeah.
We cannot succeed as a country if we allow our nation to be invaded, our currency to be debased, our cities to crumble, and our kids to be indoctrinated. The DC elites who facilitated this mess do not care about you, and they do not work for you. They work for themselves. They seek to accumulate power at your expense to pursue an agenda that is harmful to the American people. Citizens do not serve politicians. It is the duty of politicians to serve you. Talk is cheap. Actions speak louder than words.
Just reading bumper stickers?
Reversing the decline of this nation
Is he
requires
gassy?
leadership
A little bit.
that delivers big results for the people we are elected to serve. I have a record of leading with conviction, championing an agenda marked by bold colors, delivering on my promises, and defeating the people who are responsible for our nation's decline.
Okay, hold on. We're not even halfway through this damn thing yet. And I don't necessarily disagree. I don't disagree. Everything he said, I'm like, yeah, it's a good idea. But there's something about the guy where I'm like, he's off-putting.
It reminds me of a nerd that got turned down for a date to the prom. So now he's telling his date all the good things that she is going to miss. Because you didn't take me. Because you didn't pick me, these are all the things you're going to miss.
Why you do? That's not how DeSantis was acting at all. Why you
It
doing
is.
the AOC head bob
Exactly
thing?
how he's DeSantis. And you're not going to get this, and you're not going to get this, and I was really good at this, and you're not going to get that. Dude, you quit.
He comes out with a fake misattributed Churchill quote, and this is like, should we keep going with it? Or
I don't
like,
know,
I'm pretty
dude. I'm
bored
losing
with it.
respect for him by the minute here.
Yeah, maybe my uncle's right. But a reporter, while Trump was touring somewhere in New Hampshire, reached out to Trump and essentially asked him about Ron DeSantis getting out of the race here. Let me see if I can back it up a little bit. Reporter asked him about the nickname he gave Ron DeSantis.
He just said, will I be using the name Ron DeSanctimonious? I said, that name is officially retired.
But that was a relief for the old Ronnie D.
Yeah. Ron DeSanctimonious, that name is officially retired.
$20 says he'll let it slip one more time.
Let's go to Red Top. Hey, Red Top.
Hey, Red Top.
That is a new concept. Your insulting title has been retired.
No, but he's getting a laugh line constantly where he's like, Crooked Hillary, actually, I retired that name.
Yeah.
Because I now call him Crooked Joe, not Sleepy
what I
Joe.
mean.
I now call her Beautiful Hillary. She's such a beautiful woman.
Donald Trump has brought about more new concepts in politics than the last 200-something years of this country.
No doubt.
All I got to say is that's great. And, Ron, why didn't you just say I'm getting out and leave?
Right.
He's digging a deeper hole, although I like him a whole hell of a lot.
Me too.
And, I'm surprised that, let me get a slight deja vu. Some people were thinking things were going great in Alabama when George Wallace was governor. And, us in Alabama were very disappointed in him because he was such a racist and an idiot. So maybe people in Florida feel different for similar reasons. I don't know. But that's the first I heard of somebody who really doesn't like him in Florida.
Yeah, but he was only a racist for cynical political reasons.
And he said something about bold colors. What damn bold colors is he talking about?
Well, I think wasn't it Wallace who's talked about giving people a barbed wire enema?
I was a little young for that kind of talk.
That's pretty good.
No.
Pretty good line.
Nobody, Joey, in the 60s, nobody mentioned the word enema on any media program anywhere. It was just not the kind of thing we talked about back then. We had better manners.
And yet Gore Vidal had best-selling novels.
Yes. See, now there's no manners.
Mm-hmm.
And by the way, I've been freezing my ass off the past few days.
Mm-hmm.
I'm glad your body fat has warmed you up.
That's right. Red Top has nothing.
Yeah, 0%, right?
I have actually got up to 157 pounds. I thought I'd do a damn backflip whenever I saw that, and that ain't no damn warmer. That's all I got to say.
No matter what I do, really, unless I just got to make a drastic change in discipline, I stay at about 220, 225.
Yeah.
How tall are you?
About 5'10", 5'11".
There we go.
Oh, I see. Well, you're just a stocky guy.
Yeah. Hey, stump.
Yeah. But, if
I
you
have
want
to stump right here, big boy, all right?
Yeah. Just don't eat no bread, don't drink beer, and you lose weight
there you go.
tremendously.
Well, I stopped drinking beer.
Yeah?
Yeah, but I'm still eating bread.
Because it's liquid bread. That's all it is. Let's say.
And then the pizza.
Right.
Oh, and like fried chicken.
I love some fried chicken.
Oh, and then like Taco Bell after midnight.
Remember I told you, as a man of a certain age, there's things I can't eat anymore.
They approved putting insect protein in Taco Bell. I don't eat it no more.
What's wrong with little crickets?
Yeah, that's not the way I feel. In America, they're probably full of parathion and malathion. The insect sprays. So. And the most dramatic news is all the beds collapsing. Did you hear that on the Sky News before y'all came on?
No. Go into it. I'm sorry, I was getting ready for the show.
Like 4 or 5 companies, they're recalling their beds because they're breaking and people are getting hurt.
Like beds people sleep on, mattresses?
Beds. No, we're talking about the bed frame.
Oh, the bed frame.
Oh, yeah. Well, people are getting fat.
Yeah, and also if you're getting those hanging beds with the chains, you're asking for it.
I think they're talking about just regular damn beds. People are, these beds weren't made to hold up 500
right.
pounds.
People are getting fat.
You know what I mean? Yeah, so y'all watch out. And maybe just get a little too overexcited on the sex, you know what I mean? So no point breaking the bed in half or get a better bed.
Yeah, it's not like an Olympic competition. Like, we're just trying to enjoy ourselves here, lady. Or no. At your age, you're just letting out hatred. We do not need to be talking to each other today in public because it's just always go to dark things.
Oh, yeah.
Let's go to Kilroy. Hey, Kilroy.
What's up, Kilroy?
Afternoon, gentlemen.
How you doing?
With Nikki Haley the only one left in the race, let's do a hypothetical. Let's say down the road, post Super Tuesday or whatever, something does happen to Donald Trump where he is indicted, arrested, taken out of the race, whatever, taken out completely, whatever.
Mm-hmm.
Is that going to mean Nikki Haley is a shoo-in for the nomination, or is there a way for DeSantis or Vivek or someone to get back in before the convention? Because I would think most voters that prefer Donald Trump would take a DeSantis or a Vivek over Haley.
I agree with you. I would say this. If that, God forbid that happens, but if it did happen, you better believe the head of the RNC, Ronna McDaniel, and all those
Oh, yeah,
bigwigs
her.
in the
Oh,
Republican
boy.
establishment would definitely be pushing Nikki Haley.
Oh, no doubt.
They would be
No
pushing
doubt.
her, but the voters,
Right.
you and I would not prefer her. But she's going to be the only one with any delegates, come July.
But
or
then it
whatever.
would be essentially a brokered convention. But here's what Trump could do to sort of put some more body armor or Kevlar around that situation.
Mm-hmm.
He should announce his VP here pretty damn soon.
I got you. That way, automatic step up.
Yeah.
That's a good idea.
Yeah.
And I know his endorsement would carry some weight.
Yes.
But and I'm just trying to think of all the scenarios because we know the establishment wants Nikki Haley to be the nominee, and she's the only one left. There's a scenario here where it works out for them. That's all I'm saying.
Well, and did you hear the Nikki Haley clip that recently went viral?
I don't
with
believe
this?
so.
Here, let's listen
family?
in together.
If you want to know what it was like growing up, I was disqualified from a beauty pageant because I wasn't white or black, because they didn't know where to put me. So look, I know the hardships, the pain that come with racism.
My heart's just bleeding.
Yeah, I didn't know Jussie Smollett was in the race.
Thank you.
Really. You get her out of here.
Yeah.
Like, that's just
All right.
cringeworthy for everybody, black and white.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Goodness.
All right. I just wanted to pose that hypothetical. Hopefully we're not going down that road.
I hope not.
Appreciate you, Kilroy.
Thank you.
Yeah, I think Trump should pick his VP early. That way he can kind of get ahead of any of the RNC
idea.
or other players that might be pulling some dirty tricks.
Trump being Trump, say he picks a VP, and somewhere along the line between now and November, VP takes him off. Would he fire him and pick another VP?
Oh, knowing Trump, yeah, who knows?
I mean, it'd be so temporary.
Yeah, if you know Trump, then you know you don't know him.
Right,
Like,
exactly.
Come on. But here's Trump speaking about one potential candidate for VP. This is what I mean, by the way, that the VP sweepstakes is so damn fake. You have all sorts of media and different cliques, power factions within the Republican Party. They're all going to be trying to push certain things and whatnot. But here's Trump talking about one potential candidate that's very much been pushed in the media.
She is not presidential timber. Now, when I say that, that probably means that she's not going to be chosen as the vice president. You know, you can go. No, you can go. You can go and you can say certain things. You know, I don't like them and blah, 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 and this. But when you say certain things, it sort of takes them out of play, right? I can't say she's not of the timber to be a vice, and then say, ladies and gentlemen, I'm proud to announce that I've picked. Do you understand? But that's the way it is, okay? Tell it like it is. Tell it like it is. She is
Nikki Haley.
It's not presidential timber. Now, when I say that, that probably means that she's not going to be chosen as the vice president. You know, you can go.
She's not presidential timber.
Honestly, even my biggest concern about her, besides the whole she's the corporate shill.
Yeah.
I don't think she can stand up much stronger than Biden is standing up to people now. And I worry that the economic slide we're in and just the downgrade of life that the United States to be in would continue under her. I don't see her making any radical changes that change the course we're on. I just don't. No. I don't see her having that strength and fortitude to be able to do
She's just another manager.
Yeah. Go along to get along. And
Yeah.
I just don't, I don't want that. We don't need that right now, in my humble opinion.
Plus, she doesn't have presidential timber.
She ain't got it.
She doesn't have timber, folks.
No, you can go. You can go and you can say certain things, you know, I don't like them and blah, 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 and this. But when you say certain things, it sort of takes them out of play, right? I can't say she's not of the timber to be, and then say, ladies and gentlemen, I'm proud to announce that I've picked. Do you understand?
Timber.
He just says, timber. Let's go to Papa B. Hey, Papa B, how you doing?
Save us all from it. I tell you, it's going to get pretty wild here.
Yeah.
Nikki Haley. Dear me, what a disappointment. She's got to throw out the race card. You know, when you throw out the race card like that, it's pretty much you're done. You know you're done. You don't have anything else. So Let's just try that, see if it works. Don't you think? I mean,
oh yeah, but you know as well as I
isn't
do.
that the last ditch effort? Pull a Smollett.
This is her campaign. This is not her. She's just nothing more than just a puppet. I mean, she does exactly what she's told to do, and I wonder sometimes if she just reacts to what's happening because no one told her the script yet.
I think you're right. I think she's a deep state asset type thing.
Oh, no doubt.
Kind of similar to what Mike Pence was. Mike Pence, I believe, he was like a security blanket for the, shall we say, the George Bush, the Bush crowd.
Yep. Check the box, man. There's no doubt he checked the box.
Let's get somebody in there that can kind of keep Trump, in check.
Mm-hmm.
But Nikki Haley, yeah, definitely, she's like a deep state asset. So there's been talk though. All this every campaign it has this strategery, shall we say?
Yeah.
And there's been talk that Ron DeSantis was actually just a shuck and jive show, put up there, kind of by the Trump folks in order to bleed off support from the rhinos, give them some hope, so to speak.
I don't buy that for 1 second.
You don't think so? You think it was genuine, totally genuine?
Yeah, I think Ron got really bad advice. He was told, here's your path to the presidency. Might as well go for it. Strike while iron's hot. And the advice was awful. As soon as they started indicting Trump, now it's 91 different indictments, 91 different charges. Yeah, that's when nobody was going to be able to take him on. People have rallied around Trump, even folks who may not like his style.
Okay. Well, I mean, like I said, I don't know what to make of it. I just, something that is hearsay.
Oh, yeah.
Absolutely. But hey,
well, that's what we do here, baby. So I appreciate it.
Hearsay, then where are we going? That's exactly right. All right, guys. Have a good one.
See you, Papa B.
This ain't no court of law. Huh? This ain't no court of law. Hearsay's perfectly
acceptable
on the talking radio airwaves or whatever.
What about innuendo?
Oh, definitely allowed.
No rumors, though, right?
Yeah, don't start rumors. Okay. Yeah, rumor and innuendo together, pretty toxic.
Yeah.
We don't need that.
You can have one or the other.
Right. Well, there is some kind of speculation we could do.
Okay.
You've seen this group before, right? Called, what are they called? Patriot Front?
Mm-hmm.
The dudes who walk around with, they looks like they're a bunch of feds.
Oh,
these guys?
You talking about my homeboys?
I hope they're not your homeboys.
I've seen them get busted at everything they've ever done. They get run out because people start screaming feds.
Yeah, they're holding banners saying America's not for sale and get the Zionists out of America. And it's like fed.
You look at the bottom corner of the banner, it says made in China.
Right. No Zionists in government is the banner. They're all walking in like military lockstep, though not that efficiently.
Well, duh.
Like you see people with like 1 week of basic training.
You don't want to make it obvious, Joey. Can't make it obvious that you've been trained.
Well, and apparently they all hopped into a bunch of like unmarked
rental vans,
like car. No, all the license plates were blanked out on their cars. Isn't that illegal?
Well, I think last time they got busted driving government vehicles because they said U.S. government.
Right. When some people were unmasked, like somebody ran up, took off the mask, took a picture, and they figure out like one guy was I think going to work with the SPLC or something.
Well, there was a couple that I've actually seen do that, and they'll Google face, and sure enough, man, it'll be this guy disappeared in this date and time. I don't know who he is, but he's been erased. But as of 1997, he was this person. So yeah,
it feels like we're getting close to like the table being set. How we've been talking, is the table set yet?
Mm-hmm.
I still don't know if Biden will actually be the nominee.
I don't think so. I just don't.
But also, doesn't it feel like something else big? Probably bad is going to happen.
Yeah, to my prediction, that is China and Taiwan.
You think that'll happen soon?
Not a doubt in my mind. Not a doubt in my mind.
That would be pretty bad.
When would be a more prime time to do it between now?
What about like that happens and a massive cyber attack where you wake up one morning and you can't get into your phone. You can't like get online. You can't get into your accounts.
That is going to be bad. But I will say Eddie will grin just a little bit as I run down to the basement and get out my 5-gallon bucket from Alex Jones Food. We finally get to have it. We finally get to have our 5-gallon bucket.
You
of food.
actually bought tchotchkes from Alex Jones?
It's oats.
Oats?
No, I have not bought it. I haven't. But I'll be very
But you
honest
have
with you.
it.
No. Well, I don't have it anymore. But yeah, it did come out of a house. But here lately, and it's funny you bring that up. Here lately, I do feel like we're on the cuffs of something. And I think we're on the cuffs of something that's going to, like a storm, it'll knock all of us out of reality for a week or so. And I would suggest this to everyone. Do a minimum, at least get batteries for your radio. And you'll need that whether it's weather related or not. But I really do feel we're on the cuffs of something. So at least get batteries for your radio. And get a radio if you don't.
Yeah, I don't.
Because your phone is not able to be turned on. Even though it has an FM frequency in it, they turn that off at the factory.
No, but you know we have that agreement. If that happens, you're coming over with your shotgun.
No, I'm good. You got to come to me.
No, you got to take care of me. Not like protect me. I mean,
as long as you make it.
You know, I'm not going to do it myself. So I need you to.
As long as you make it to Titus, you're good.
Okay,
you're good.
All right. You ever seen the movie Red State with Kevin Smith?
No, but I've heard a few things about it being pretty good.
Yeah, pretty intense though.
Yeah.
Yeah. Let's go to line one. You're
Right.
on there. Who's this?
Well, who do you think it is?
What
Hello,
up,
come in.
Paul? Where you been, Bubba?
I've been here. I've been there. I've been getting off too early to call in.
I see.
I told y'all when y'all changed that it was going to mess me up on calling and ratchet jawing with y'all a lot.
Well, I'm glad
using
you.
using the paraphrase ratchet jaw, it probably wouldn't be a bad idea to break out some of the old CB equipment or maybe some ham gear. And kind of like what Eddie suggested is go ahead and stock up on some batteries and
Just at a minimum. Just a minimum.
just some C's and D's and triple A's and double A's, you know.
If nothing else, the C and D
Hey.
batteries, if they go dead, they're a great weapon because you can throw them at somebody and.
Oh, those are
knock
the big,
them-
like, block ones? Yeah.
You can knock somebody out.
Well,
Yeah.
not
I could seriously
not
hurt somebody.
not only that, but the old Brink flashlights. That
Oh, the little
are
9
like
volters?
4 and
Yeah.
5.
Yeah.
You can
Oh,
blind
no, they
somebody
got-
with one
Oh,
that's
yeah.
pretty good, and then shoot them.
I've seen them used as a
Yeah.
nightstick. Might have the luck
That's
to
what
match.
I was fixed. That's what I was about to say. If the batteries is dead, oh, they like a short bat.
Mm-hmm. They are a headache
but
maker.
hard. But hard. They would definitely put a knot on somebody's noggin, and imagine taking the blunt end of it, shoving somebody's ribs.
No, thank you.
No, thank you. Or if you happen to be, if they trying to kick you or whatever, imagine that across the shin bone or even elbow. But if they swing it on you, hit them in the knuckles with it. Those things are solid.
Yeah.
I've been going down the highway and seen them fall off of other drivers' trucks, and they hit the pavement and just go flipping in the air. And now I'm getting on my brakes. I don't know what that is, but it's got a light on it, and it's coming toward me.
Yep. Looks
And
painful.
then when it hit the pavement, it just rolled off the highway. Like, I know what that is, and it survived that impact. But
By the
yeah,
way, Paul, we're
uh,
looking up at Fox News, and they're talking about Fannie Willis. And the
Fannie
photo they decided to use has, it looks like, the guy in question that she was, doing stuff with.
Her boyfriend?
Yeah, they picked a photo where he's definitely catching a peek of that backside.
Yeah.
Or it looks that way, at least.
No.
It is.
Mm-hmm. I mean, I don't blame him, honestly. I mean, I kind of do. It's like, keep your pants on. What is the deal? Whether it's Nikki Haley or Fannie Willis. Oh, sorry about that then.
Y'all gonna make me barf, man. Come on now. Don't do that with me on radio. Y'all so bad. I love y'all anyway.
Thank you, Paul.
But,
we love you too.
That scenario that shoot, I forgot who it was, doggone it. That's a scary scenario right there. I don't even want to go there and that, but it's always a possibility. Later, my friends.
Later, Paul. 272-9228. This part of the program brought to you by New Look Decorating Center.
I was there Saturday, Joey.
You were?
I rushed over there because I had a project I needed to do this weekend. I needed to get the supplies.
Mm-hmm.
So I went over there, Needed some stain is what I needed for some trim work. I got all kinds of scratches, so I didn't want to have to restain the whole house. I just want to be able to touch stuff up. So Charlie helped me out. I brought in a piece of sample. I said, this is the stain I need. Literally 5 minutes later, he had me hooked up, ready to go.
Nice.
And it matches like a dream.
Oh, it matches perfectly?
Yes. And I told him.
All you did was show him a photo.
I literally brought a sample, and I said, it's so important that this matches up. He looked at me like this is nothing.
This is what I do every day, Eddie.
Right. And he did. He went over there, and what I would have picked out, I guess my colors are different than him. I would have picked out a little bit lighter shade, but he picked the one that actually matched. Bada bing.
Got to go where the pros go,
Yep.
where the pros work. They're at New Look Decorating Center, folks. That's New Look Decorating Center. You can always go to newlookdecoratingcenter.com. And whether you're looking to match something, or it could be you're starting from scratch, could be you're doing it yourself or contracting out the job, they can help you with all that. Paint supplies, stain supplies. They have those second to none Benjamin Moore products. They are a Benjamin Moore store there at New Look Decorating Center. So stop by today. Say hi to Brett Lanham. Say hi to Jordan and Katie and Brian Carr, the owner.
And say hey to Charlie.
Say hey to Charlie, too. Be like, you helped Eddie? Come
Yeah.
on, good to meet you, man. You can always call them at 271-0007. But again, I encourage you to stop by. That's 6237 Atlanta Highway. Right here in Montgomery, where Bell Road dead ends to Atlanta Highway, you'll see it in all its glory. Benjamin Moore's New Look Decorating Center. And be sure to tell them, well, you heard about him here on News and Views in the afternoon. I think we got some time here to go to Joe.
Okay.
Hey, Joe, how you doing?
Hey, DeSantis, when he got out of the race, it caused me to think on something. I wasn't really pleased with the thought. But with him out of the way, and God forbid something happens to Trump, that leaves Haley sitting there, and her keepers would love her to just be a shoe-in.
Oh, yeah.
Could he have been threatened? It's not the first time we've had political candidates threatening to get out of the race.
Right.
He could have been. He also could have been seeing the math that he just didn't have a path, and that his support's probably going to go behind Trump.
That's what he said.
And I think that's about right. But what you're bringing up, I think Vivek was bringing up near the end of Iowa there, saying that this is the plan to make it two-person between Haley and Trump and kick him out. From a call earlier, my suggestion, I didn't come up with it, a lot of people are saying this, Trump should pick a VP very quickly here.
Yeah, I think that's a good
And we
idea.
know who Haley's going to go with, or who he's going to tell her what to do.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
It's a dangerous situation. I mean, it really bothers me.
Amen. You're not wrong for thinking that, though. It is a
Not
disturbing
alone.
thought.
Yep.
Well, I just want to throw it out there because it's been on my mind lately.
Well, appreciate
it, Joe.
Okay, thank you.
See you, bud.
Again, 272-9228 if you want to hop in on the conversation. And don't forget, we're now live streaming the show.
That's exactly right, Joey.
Joey Clark live on YouTube.
Getting some pretty good comments, too. Not necessarily today, but the one the clip.
Oh, yeah, we're doing short clips. If you go to Joey Clark Live on
Apparently
YouTube,
they're pretty popular,
you can go to the short section.
Yeah.
You know, the one last week on Friday, us and Craig Monger were talking about fighting a coyote.
That's right.
And Craig killed one on his property.
Yep.
Then we got talking about what type of animals we might want to fight. And I was talking about how I wouldn't want to, but I think I could take out a coyote, but it would hurt.
Oh, yeah,
Like, it would hurt. Especially from that video footage we saw. I'm like, well, if a man in just slippers and a robe can take it out, like, okay, but...
Well, I got looking at that video. He was not your average sized man.
And he's a big guy.
Yeah, and when he held that coyote out at arm's length, there wasn't much that coyote could do.
Right.
But
see, I'd be stomping.
Thank you. You and me both.
With these boots I got on right now, I'd be the heel right to the head.
I would not be putting a live coyote away.
Yeah. But there are all sorts of folks who are like, my house cat could take out these closeted queens. That was my favorite comment.
That's
The internet's
hysterical.
amazing.
And how many comments you say we got on that?
A few.
That is hysterical.
That's not crazy, but there are a lot of folks questioning our manhood, and I'm like, well, that's what I do every day.
What should we do? How do we prove our manhood?
We don't.
Oh,
We
come on,
just-
it's got to be something.
We just keep going and have fun with it.
Got to be something. What if
Or
it
we could fight each other for charity or something.
yeah, but if we're fighting each other for closetedness, that we got to prove something that we're
Yeah.
man.
Yeah, I don't know how if somebody calls you closeted, you're like, we'll prove them wrong. Let's have a wrestling
Right. I
match.
just don't think that's going to go like the way we think it might go, Joey. Plus, you're going to wear your wrestling suit and all that. Yeah, it could really mess things up.
We got to hit a break, but first, this part of the program brought to you by Alabama Home Mortgage. And there at Alabama Home Mortgage, Kim Williams and her team, including the lovely and talented Madeline Cannon, Well, they can help you whether you're looking to buy a home, whether you're a first-time home buyer or it ain't your first rodeo. They can help you there at Alabama Home Mortgage. Now, if you are a first-time home buyer, they can walk you through, well, that entire process. It all starts with pre-approval, and they'll be holding your hand every step of the way if you need it, all the way up to closing day, and there won't be surprises on closing day. And if it's not your first rodeo, maybe you did have a bad experience. Maybe there were surprises when you use some internet company or something. Well, that ain't going to happen with Alabama Home Mortgage. They'll actually sit down, get to know you, understand your goals, strategy in buying a home. And they can also help with great refinance deals, whether to consolidate debt or get out from mountains of credit card debt, or it could be just want to reinvest in your family or your home. They really can help you there at Alabama Home Mortgage, especially if you're a veteran. They're VA home loan certified there. They know the latest when it comes to the VA home loan programs.
That's right.
So that number, 567-4223. That's 567-4223. You can also visit them on the web at myalabamahomemortgage.com. There is a difference in mortgage companies. Like Kim and her team prove that to you today. NMLS number 1586368, an equal housing lender. More news and views in the afternoon. After this.
Want to carry News Talk in your pocket? Download the News Talk 93.1 app from the App Store. Available on iPhone and Android. Never miss a moment. Download now.
This is your roving reporter, and today I am talking with an elk. Hey man. Mr. Elk, I was just wondering, what do elk do to take care of their money? Well, like most smart folks, we call David Ernest. You mean Alabama's most favorite asset preservationist? That's him, man. We call him up at 334-279-7431 or 205-479-0839. I see. Yes, he is our preferred money man. The money man with the money plan. You've been paying attention. Well, could you give us those numbers one more time? 334-279-7431 or 205-479-0839. And I just want to try to give you a heads up, man. Oh, what's that? I'm not an elk. Not an elk, huh? Well, then, pray tell, what are you? Knights of Columbus. I am not even going to make a comment. Well, the baby liked it.
Are you tired of the mainstream media's biased reporting? Do you want to stay informed on the news that really matters to you? Look no further than 1819 News. At 1819 News, we bring you the latest in Alabama news, politics, sports, culture, and more. We've assembled a team of journalists with Alabama values dedicated to the truth and the truth alone. Visit us at 1819news.com today. That's 1819news.com. Subscribe to our newsletter. Honest News, Alabama Values. This hour of news and views is brought to you by our good friends at Alabama Home Mortgage. Alabama Home Mortgage, 567-4223. Visit them on the web at myalabamahomemortgage.com. NMLS number 1586368. An equal housing lender.
Rich Thomas weather brought to you by Wiley Sanders Truck Lines. Truckers, if you are looking for green grass, contact Wiley Sanders Truck Lines. In business since 1959 and still growing. Call today, 855-777-9785.
Well, hi, everybody. Our radical temperature swing begins today. It's a start with a high temperature up to about 57. That's better. Sun-cloud mix. Clouds will be increasing, mostly cloudy, not as cold tonight. Overnight low 44. That's a big improvement. Tuesday's high 66 sounds nice. Risk of showers by tomorrow afternoon. Showers and thunderstorms Tuesday night. Even more likely Wednesday night, and especially on Thursday. But get this, the high temperatures will be in the lower 70s on Wednesday and Thursday. Almost spring-like. More storms Friday, but very mild. From the Blue Water Weather Center, this is Rich Thomas.
At CB&S Bank, we've been meeting the needs of our customers since 1906. Need help setting up new business goals? Our line of commercial loans can help you achieve them. Go to cbsbank.com to find a location near you. All loans subject to credit approval, member FDIC, and equal housing lender.
The Tierce family has been your local Roto-Rooter service since 1964. Drain cleaning, plumbing repair, and those troublesome septic tanks, no problem. Technology has changed a bit in the last 54 years. Video inspections of lines to locate problems is available, as well as scheduling your appointment online. River Region residents have trusted Roto-Rooter for over half a century. You can too. Call today at 272-7130 or visit online at rotorooteralabama.com.
Call Roto-Rooter, that's the name, and we go troubles down the drain. Roto-Rooter.
Hi, this is Bo Goodson from the Goodson Group. Have you ever considered turning your home into a rental and build wealth at the same time? People throughout the river region are doing that right now. By investing wisely in the right property or turning your current home into a rental is the secret. Hiring a property manager to professionally manage your property is the way to prosperity. Our company does all of the advertising, personally showing prospective tenants, does a thorough background check and credit report before moving forward. Over 15 critical services are provided to our clients in protecting the asset, but also providing the best residence in your home possible. Collecting rent on time and frequent inspections help landlords feel better about renting their house, and to provide clean, well-kept homes that anybody would be proud to call home. For a complete list of property management services, call Bo Goodson at the Goodson Group at 221-2883 or 551-0225.
We get Montgomery talking 24 hours a day. The River Region's most trusted voice. News Talk 93.1 FM WHCV.
This is how you conduct yourself in a democracy?
I got worms.
I got hairy legs.
Shut up, silly woman.
Joey Clark.
Welcome back to News and Views in the afternoon. I'm Joey. He's Eddie.
How you doing, Joey?
Doing great. And
Hey.
on the phone, what?
Before I forget, I just saw it. The candidate that you really wanted in there, Kennedy, he's on with our
Wait,
buddy.
RFK Jr.?
Yeah, I know you like him.
I wanted him to run as a Democrat.
Do you think?
I do like him. I don't agree with him on a lot of stuff.
Do you think though, if I know his name is Kennedy and that's going to hold him back, but if he were to run as an independent, if he were to run
He
a
is
true,
running.
but I mean a true independent from the get-go, do you think he would do better than he's doing now?
No, I think
You
he'd
don't
be
think
about
he'd
the
be-
same.
really?
Because I think he's doing pretty well. And actually, Gateway Pundit, we don't often cite that,
Yeah,
but
I know you're
big
talking-
conservative internet site calls for a Trump Kennedy ticket.
I've heard of that
Picking
too.
RFK Jr. as his VP.
I would think that he would be interested in it, but I don't think Trump would. I wonder how
I
much.
don't know. I think Trump likes the
Yeah?
outside the box pick.
I just wonder how much Trump base would be disgusted by that.
Would they be disgusted by, say, Trump Tulsi Gabbard?
Less, I think.
Less disgusted.
Yep. You get the whole woman factor.
What do you mean?
Well, he's bringing a woman on there instead of another man, so you'll get some good feelings for that.
Man, a woman's actually good looking.
Right. Right. You can't say horse-faced lesbian. This is a pretty one.
That was Michael Bloomberg, not Trump. What did Michael Bloomberg say, Elizabeth Warren?
Fat broads and horse-faced lesbians.
Oh, like Trump didn't go, "You're right."
And then Trump, if she had said that to Trump on a debate stage, such a nasty woman.
Anyway, he's on with Theo. You'll get a kick out of that again.
Let's go to Sam. Hey, Sam.
What up, Sammy?
Oh, hang on. I hung my. Hey, thanks, guys, for taking my call. Having a beautiful afternoon, and but I heard. First off, I want to say, like and subscribe, people.
Comment, and subscribe.
Joey Clark Live on YouTube.
Right on. I catch a show through the YouTube, and I have great luck with it. And but I heard Eddie say that that people do make good comments, but there were no good comments today. No. And I was like, well, wait a minute. I made some comments that were absolute gold. And
What I meant to say was, Sam, there were none that grabbed me like some of the ones Joey told me about this weekend.
That's it.
There were some.
Wow.
Yeah, I think one was my Labrador Retriever could kill those guys.
Right. So
I know.
those
I'm
are
just
some
cutting
good
up,
ones.
guys.
But see, Sam
But-
loves
but-
us.
but-
He's not going to throw mean comments like that out there.
Oh Lord, no, man. I don't have time for that in my life. Hey, let's go. I did this, of course, flipping around some TV. Caught a little of the Sunday shows. I just started that back up, and that's a habit I'm gonna drop. But what would all these pundits, what would all these people do if the VP race did come to it? Okay, there's no, all of a sudden the whole primary's over. All these hotels, all this money to be made, but I'm saying there's people with time to kill, and they'll keep a VP race going. I believe the media will, just to just to keep the money flowing. I don't know. I'm kind of.
Trump did put out a list, didn't he? Like, I thought he put out a list of 5 to 7 people.
Oh, I think I caught some of that late last.
Because the reason I say that is because I heard Vivek didn't make the list, and I thought, well, who's on that list?
Right. But who knows what to trust at this point? But I'm sticking with what I posted, gentlemen. I think that Omarosa would be the logical VP choice. Trump. He's had her in the White House before, and we're going to try to out Kamala.
I'm not totally opposed to that. Yeah, I'm not totally completely opposed to that because she does stand behind him as long as she makes or he makes her. And she's kind of to be honest.
Well, here, real quick, Sam. This is this is a clip from the Patrick Bet David podcast, the PBD podcast, and they had, of all people on, the guy inspired me to get into radio, Glenn Beck. By the way, Twitter X is so much fun. There's something Beck posted on that Twitter, and I commented under, and it was about working long hours, something. I think I commented, Glenn, I don't know whether to damn you to hell or praise you to heaven for inspiring me to get into talk radio. And he responded to it and was very receptive. He's like, yeah, I know, kid. So it's weird how small the world is. But this is Glenn Beck on the Patrick Bet David podcast, and it's germane to our conversation, gentlemen.
Last week, Donald Trump called me and he said, any advice on who I should pick for vice president?
Oh, really?
Who do you think? Not that he's probably calling everyone.
But that's great that you're on that list.
And so he said, who do you think? And I said, I don't know how you're going to feel about it, but this is the day, I think it was the day he trashed Vivek. And I said, Vivek. And he said, why do you say that? He said, that's the number one response from everybody I've asked that question. And he said, why do you say that? And I said, he can defend you. He's right in your pocket. And while you're defending this, he's watching your back defending this. I said, also, I think some of his ideas are really, really good. Yeah. He connects with the youth, which now the latest of 18 to 24-year-olds that voted for Biden, they're not voting for Biden, but they won't vote for Donald Trump yet. So you get that lower vote, the people that are excited about, hey, something fresh and different. And then in 2028, when you can no longer run, you continue for another 8 years, and you get the credit for bringing this new, fresh face in. I said, I just think you become legendary.
And what did
Hold on.
he say to that?
Well, we'll see.
Yeah. I actually, the more.
See, and that's interesting that Trump said everybody's been saying that guy, Vivek. And so I don't know. The VP sweepstakes has begun here.
Yeah,
I think he needs to pick quickly and probably downplay some of the speculation.
Looks like they released a couple of names, but of people that they're guessing it's going to be on there: Tim Scott, J.D. Vance.
J.D. Vance.
I like
sense.
the idea of the J.D. Vance. Yeah.
Do you think he'll pick a senator, like a young senator?
No.
Above all, folks, Katie Britt will never let you down.
Be a strong one, Joey.
The machine's going to want their
And
own
all
person.
you Tea Party types who back
Joey
Mo,
Clark.
which I was one of them, would be right behind her.
That's a strong choice. I'll send him a memo tonight.
Okay.
Anyways, Vivek, he's the dangerous candidate. He's the one that speaks his mind, shows leadership. They were talking about that earlier today, the lack of leadership, and Congress likes to dole off its responsibility. But Vivek, I think we're going to be seeing a lot of him, and hey, more power to him. So.
Amen.
Amen. All right, thanks guys for taking my
See you,
call.
buddy.
All right.
Thank you, Sam.
See you, Sammy.
Got
You got
it.
me really thinking on the Katie Britt deal.
Yeah?
Yeah. I even wrote that
There's
down,
all that
man.
positive
I know.
press lately. There's the book and the book tour, and and she knows how to actually, work the system.
Yep. Very intelligent person. She
Seems to get along with everybody. Oh, but she's from Alabama, and he's already got Alabama, and just you never know with Donald Trump.
Yeah.
Just you could throw out any name, and it becomes interesting.
That's
You're
a
like,
really very good one, though. I mean,
like Oprah.
woman-
Would Oprah switch sides? Let's go.
No, I don't want her to either. You stay over there.
I didn't want you anyway.
Right.
Just messing with you, Oprah.
Now, do you see, and I don't...
How's Gail?
I don't think you would think so, but Ronnie, do you even think... Would he accept it?
Actually, I think DeSantis possibly would take it.
You think so?
Yeah. I think that one makes sense.
Yeah.
But, no, I mean, we'll see.
We'll see.
And also, keep in mind, you know, if you're asked to be Donald Trump's vice president, I mean, how do you say no, number one? That's a hell of a thing to say no to.
Yep.
But number two, how do you say yes? Well, do you see what happened to the last VP?
Yeah.
Right. It's
right. I mean,
I can't imagine getting that phone call.
Can you say no?
I cannot imagine that. Anyway, we got to hit a quick break.
Right.
Hopefully, I'll have Michael Cohen of Cohen's Electronics and Appliances after this.
He may not know whether he's coming or going, but whether you're going to work or coming home, Greg Budell is there. Mornings 6 till 9 and afternoons 3 till 6. Only on News Talk 93.1 FM WACV.
Hey folks, this is Tammy Burkhalter at Prattville Farm Center, and did you know there's all kind of dogs that we can feed? Like sleeping dog, hot dog, creek dog, swimming dog, hunting dog, shaggy dog, lap dog, window dog, riding dog, hiding dogs, puppy dog, standing dog, hat dog, cozy dog, family dog, even a dancing dog man. So come see us at 1154 South Memorial Drive in Prattville, and we can even feed your kitty cat too.
This hour of news and views is brought to you by our good friends at Alabama Home Mortgage. Alabama Home Mortgage, 567-4223. Visit them on the web at myalabamahomemortgage.com. NMLS number 1586368, an equal housing lender.
If it concerns your community, you'll hear about it on News Talk 93.1. News Talk 93.1 FM WACV.
Joey Clark.
Welcome back. It's news and views in the afternoon. Let's go right to the phones. Talk to Michael Cohen of Cohen's Electronics and Appliances. Hey, Michael, how you doing this afternoon?
Hey, I'm great. How are y'all?
I'm doing quite well. Show's flying by today. Now, let's focus in on this whole line. I'm looking at it on the website right now, folks, thinkcohens.com. It says here, we deliver confidence. What do you mean by that?
What do we mean by that? Well, we've been here for almost forever. You know, my dad started this business back in the 50s. Of course, that was way back in a time where people's words meant something. But we've tried to always do the right thing, and we always try to take care of the customer as best we can. And a lot of times, that means that sometimes we have to go outside of the box and kind of bend some rules, you know, like especially when I'm dealing with some of the extended warranties, trying to just get things facilitated so we can get our customer up and running again. You know, we're going to deliver your stuff. We're going to hook it up. We're going to make sure it's right. And if not, you know, you can call us and we'll come back out there and we're going to take care of it. That's, you know, by no means is Cohen's perfect, but we do try harder, and we're always accessible if there is a problem. You know, right. You can call and ask for me, and, you know, I'm going to do everything I can to get you taken care of.
Well, this is why I'd imagine you have a lot of repeat customers, especially like different generations in the same family, I'd imagine.
Well, you know, I'm dealing with a guy now that we sold his parents' stuff for, I don't know, probably 40 years that I know of, and I know that we were selling them before I knew of him, but I'm now dealing with the son. We still deal with the parents; they live at the lake, but the son is local, and you know, and we just closed out a deal on him that has been like a 2-year kind of sale for his bedroom. You know, to put a nice 75-inch Sony TV in there with a nice Sonos sound system. We did his den when he moved into his new home, and now we're going to do this. And you know, it's you know, we're there. We're not pushy. And if it takes you a year or 2 years or 3 years to make your decision, you know, we're happy to help you. and we'll just keep changing the model numbers to the current model until we close the deal. We want to make all the sales we can, but I don't want to make a sale where the customer has buyer's remorse, and we want to. We'll take as long as it takes.
There you go. So, again, folks, you can always go to thinkcohens.com or call them at 277-8890. But I really encourage you to stop by, see Michael and the team, get to know them. They're 2515 Eastern Boulevard. Plus, then you can see all these great products for yourself in person as well. They're open 9 to 6 today. I guess 9 to 6, Monday through Friday. And then what are the hours Saturday?
9 to 4.
All right.
And if I busy, you can always call Joey, because Joey knows as much about what's going on here as we do.
There you go. I don't know about that. Well, I appreciate your time as always.
But you only get Joey for 3 hours a day. You can get us the rest of the time.
That's it.
Oh, well, appreciate you.
Day.
Thank you, Michael.
Michael.
Again, Michael Cohen of Cohen's Electronics and Appliances. They deliver confidence.
Yeah, they do.
How about we hit our top of the hour break? Everything all right on the phone?
Yeah.
We're good?
Yeah, we're good.
All right. Y'all stay tuned. Final hour coming up.
Broadcasting from the Riverside Chevrolet Master Control Center, this is WACV Cusana, News Talk 93.1 FM. When it's Chevy, it's Riverside.
With SRN News, I'm John Scott. A proposal to enshrine the right to an abortion in the Maine Constitution is moving forward. Governor Janet Mills and other leading Democrats pressing to end future legislative debate by amending the state constitution. But Republican Senator Lisa Keim calls it a political theater and says there's no way supporters can obtain a two-thirds vote in both chambers and send it to the people. Dozens of family members of hostages held by Hamas stormed a committee meeting in Israel's parliament, demanding a deal to win their loved ones' release. U.S. Navy's top Mideast commander says Iran is very directly involved in those ship attacks by Yemen's Houthi rebels during Israel's war against Hamas. The Dow hit 105 points. The Nasdaq is up 45. This is SRN News.
Life insurance. Why are you putting it off? Can't afford it? Too much hassle? Think you don't need it? There's lots of excuses for putting off life insurance. But if you weren't there, who would pay the mortgage and other bills? With Ethos, you could be covered in 10 minutes and boom, family protected. Ethos, fast and easy online term life insurance. Up to $2 million in coverage with no medical exam. Some policies as low as $1 a day. Answer a few health questions and get your free quote at getethos.com. That's getethos.com.
Laura Trump provides a fresh and honest perspective on the issues that matter to you on The Right View podcast. Now available on the Salem Podcast Network.
The number of Americans, and I think this is part of the problem right now, the number of Americans getting their news from TikTok quadrupled in the past 3 years. It really kind of terrifies me for what is to come for this country.
Subscribe to The Right View on Apple, Spotify, Google, YouTube, Rumble, or at SalemPodcastNetwork.com.
Weather is brought to you by the Johnny Adams Law Firm. Your health and well-being can quickly be impacted by changing weather. The Johnny Adams Law Firm wants you to remain safe and be weather alert with the Rich Thomas Weather Network.
Well, hi, everybody. Our radical temperature swing begins today. It's a start with a high temperature up to about 57. That's better. Sun-cloud mix. Clouds will be increasing, mostly cloudy, not as cold tonight. Overnight low 44. That's a big improvement. Tuesday's high 66 sounds nice. Risk of showers by tomorrow afternoon. Showers and thunderstorms Tuesday night. Even more likely Wednesday night, and especially on Thursday. But get this, the high temperatures will be in the lower 70s on Wednesday and Thursday. Almost spring-like. More storms Friday, but very mild. From the Blue Water Weather Center, this is Rich Thomas.
ASE Credit Union makes auto loans easy with rates as low as 4.75% APR. Apply online or visit your local branch today. Federally insured by the NCUA, Equal Opportunity Lender.
ASE Credit Union. Your life, your goals, your ASE.
1819 News.
Alabama Attorney General Steve Marshall is taking on the Environmental Protection Agency. Marshall is one of 25 attorneys general who are petitioning the Court of Appeals in Washington, D.C. regarding a new EPA rule. That rule allows the EPA to reject states in their plans for mitigating air pollution under the Clean Air Act. AG Marshall contends that the Clean Air Act was written for states to have the primary responsibility of cleaning up air pollution while also being free to choose reliable and affordable energy for their residents. The EPA wants states to submit their plans to that agency so they can either reject or accept what the state plans to do. This petition contends that the agency is exceeding its statutory authority in order to behave in an arbitrary, capricious, and lawless manner. I'll be back with more Alabama stories after this.
Are you enjoying 1819 News? If so, consider joining 1819 News as a member. As a nonprofit news organization, we depend on the support of Alabamians like you. Memberships start out as little as $5 a month, and you'll get access to exclusive content only offered to our members. You'll be supporting independent journalism done by people who cherish Alabama values. Become a member today by visiting 1819news.com and clicking Become a Member. That's 1819news.com and click Become a Member today.
And congratulations to Nick Dunlap, a sophomore at the University of Alabama who just became the first amateur in 33 years to win a game on the PGA Tour. Dunlap played in Palm Springs, California at the American Express Tournament, which has also been called the Bob Hope Desert Classic. Here are Alabama teammates back home watching Dunlap sink his winning putt.
Come on, Nick. Come on.
I'm Andrea Tice.
For more news affecting Alabamians, go to 1819news.com. And while you're there, subscribe to the daily newsletter.
This hour of News and Views is brought to you by our good friends at Cole Plumbing, 279-8919. Cole Plumbing is number one in the number two business. You don't have to dig a hole. They have proprietary pipelining technology. Ask them about their tankless water heaters. Remember, when you have trouble with your bowl, call on Cole.
Make 2024 the year you break away from the chain stores and join us here at Adams Drugs. We value your business and want to provide you the best customer service at the lowest possible price. We've been serving up excellent customer service here in the River region for over 62 years.
I made the swap to Adams Drugs and I couldn't be happier. Having a job and then getting 3 kids to all of their activities keeps me busy. I don't have an hour to waste waiting on a prescription. At Adams, they know me and my family. I get in and out in minutes, and when I can't get by Adams, they'll bring the prescription right to my door.
What are you waiting for? Come in to Adams Drugs and let us earn your business. Our friendly and personal staff will talk with you and answer any questions you may have about your prescriptions. Your satisfaction is our number one goal. Visit us at adamsdrugs.net for the location nearest to you. Adams Drugs is your local independent Health Mart pharmacy. Health Mart, taking the time to listen and care.
The views and opinions of the following program are solely those of the host and other contributors. These do not necessarily represent those of Liberty Acquisitions 825, Blue Water Broadcasting, its management, staff, or any advertisers. It's time for Montgomery's conversational radio show. It's News and Views on News Talk 93.1 FM. To join the conversation, call 272-9228.
Joey Clark.
Welcome back. Final hour here of News and Views in the afternoon. 272-9228 if you want to try to jump in on the program. Now, one thing that's fascinating is this worry at Davos.
Oh, yeah.
At the World Economic Forum. Like the headline from Politico is, populism keeps rattling the globe. Elites have no idea what to do. Yeah, apparently like 40% of the world is electing. Like 40% of the population is electing people right now.
That sounds
this year.
Doesn't surprise me.
Like they're real worried in Germany.
They ought to be.
I'm worried about the far-right populists.
They ought to be. There's something happening over there, Joey.
We're going to kick out all the immigrants.
Yeah, you saw that this weekend? They got a little bit excited about that. How many there were? Millions.
Mm-hmm.
They're going to kick out. Ay.
I saw the reports like, and echoing Nazi propaganda, they wanted to kick out all the immigrants. I'm like, that seems a little different than what the Nazis were.
See, that's what worries me whenever you have that in your background. Anything that's going to be try to be done in Germany, we're going to tie it back to the Nazis every time. And you're like, no, man.
Because they do it in this country.
Right, we just want our country back. Nah, you bunch of Nazis.
Mm-hmm. But this is a report from Nahal Tusi. I almost for a second thought it was Nahal Tushi.
Oh.
But it's Tusi.
I see. Okay.
And he's a senior foreign affairs correspondent for excuse me.
Thank you.
Davos, Switzerland. For more than a decade, forces on the ideological extremes have torn at the global political fabric. God, you gotta love this language.
Hey.
That framing's beautiful.
That's exciting.
Forces on the ideological extremes have torn at the global political fabric. Maybe they're trying to overthrow a corrupt, decrepit oligarchy. That could be what it is.
The thought.
And for just as long, the luminaries at the World Economic Forum have fretted about how dangerous that phenomenon is for the business they lead, the businesses they lead, and the countries they govern. But years into the transnational struggle with resurgent populism, the corporate leaders in Davos appear to have no serious solutions. In conversation after conversation here, I detected resignation and helplessness among business executives when it came to their counterparts in government. There's a desperate desire to see the world's political leaders appeal more to moderates instead of capitalizing on extremes. But there's also recognition that the political market doesn't easily reward the people in the middle. Maybe it's because you've been screwing over everyday people for a long, long, long time. Why can't we just get somebody reasonable in the middle? Like, what the hell is wrong with you folks? You can't even entertain why people might not like what y'all are doing.
Right.
But C-suite types fear that the polarization will only deepen as half of the global population in more than 60 countries votes in 2024, everywhere from South Africa to the United States. For them, financial consequences can be stark, especially if the results of an election threaten shipping lanes or when campaign rhetoric leads to violence in a place they've invested. The biggest concern is instability, the CEO of a private equity fund told me. Think that guy's going to be okay if things go to hell?
No.
Well, he's going to jump out of a building?
Yeah.
Wussies. I said wussies with a W.
Getting more popular.
These 12 months may well be the biggest election year in history. Many of the maybe so, but you've been saying that for several years now. So,
Wolf.
Look, you do know at the end of The Big Bad Wolf, The Boy Cried Wolf, I mean?
Yeah.
The Big Bad Wolf's what, in Little
Red Riding Hood.
And the Three Pegs?
Yes, that one too.
Mm-hmm. He disappears a lot
and
stuff. But I mean, The Boy Cried Wolf. You know, at the end of that, what's the moral of that story?
Don't cry wolf or you get eaten by a wolf.
Or the wolf comes.
Yeah.
Yeah, so y'all been crying wolf
you cry
for a while.
wolf 3 times, wolf comes and eats you.
Yeah, I got a feeling the wolf's about to eat them. And it's going to be delicious. But many of the campaigns are unfolding in hotbeds of populist and nationalist sentiment, including major democracies such as India. Far from seeing this as a moment to turn back the tides of insularism. That kind of word is that? Insularism. Sure. Executives are girding their loins for endless backlash. Some say they are worried about speaking up about politics because the far right and the ultra left see them as an enemy. They also have financial responsibilities to shareholders of all political stripes, and so must be careful about taking certain stances. The CEO of one consumer goods company expressed dismay at the bleak campaign messaging across the globe. What I worry about is that all the narratives are negative. The World Economic Forum's Global Risk Report 2024 made it clear that social fractures are a widespread worry. Respondents listed societal and political polarization. And the top 3 concerns behind artificial intelligence at number 2 that artificial intelligence generating misinformation.
Mm-hmm. It's going to happen.
And disinformation. And number 1 was extreme weather. Wait. What's the phrase? Limousine liberals? That's the old school?
Limousine liberals.
Yeah.
I have not heard of that. Sorry.
That's an old school term there. Limousine liberals. But even as they long for moderate forces to rise above the extremes, there appears to be little sense of how the business community can help make that happen. I kept asking for specific solutions that companies could offer to reduce societal polarization, but I received no concrete responses because that's how they run the frickin' world.
Yep.
They've been managing things they didn't actually create. And they've been managing at the expense of the everyday person. It's a fact. As plain as day. This idea that in this day and age, especially when people do have more freedom to get information where they wish, that you're still going to turn around to everyday people and go, hey, Eddie, don't believe your lying eyes.
Mm-hmm.
Wussies. That's what I have to say. But not everybody there was a wuss. This clip went absolutely viral.
Oh?
This guy is named Kevin Roberts, folks. He is the president of the Heritage Foundation, which the Heritage Foundation has gotten, like, hardcore in a good way.
Yep.
Like Peter St. Onge, who we play all the time, now working for them. This Kevin Roberts guy. This was at a panel discussion at the World Economic Forum. We thought it was just Javier Milei saying it to folks, like, to their face. No, Kevin Roberts.
He got
maybe is better than Milei. I mean, it's because we speak English and we understand Roberts better.
Milei sounded pretty passionate.
But this is on a panel, and I think a few folks before Kevin Roberts got him a little worked up because they're like, oh, Trump is going to just tear everything down. He's going to destroy the world order.
The economy there.
And he's going to destroy democracy by winning an election. So here is Kevin Roberts. I'll let the man speak for himself because this is just straight fire. Let's listen in together.
Or anyone would describe Davos as protecting liberal democracy. It's equally,
standing up for it.
It's equally laughable to use the word dictatorship at Davos and aim that at President Trump. In fact, I think that's absurd. But I'm going to step aside from that constructive criticism and instead answer your question.
Yep.
And I'm going to be substantive here. President Trump, if he's the next president, for that matter, I think whoever the next conservative president is going to take on the power of the elites, which I've mentioned earlier. But the thing that I want to drive home here, the very reason that I'm here at Davos, is to explain to many people in this room and who are watching, with all due respect, nothing personal, but that you're part of the problem. Political elites tell the average people on 3 or 4 or 5 issues that the reality is X, when in fact reality is Y. Take immigration. Elites tell us that open borders and even illegal immigration are okay. The average person tells us in the United States that both rob them of the American way of life. They're right. President Trump will take that on behalf of the average American. Elites also tell us that public safety isn't a problem in big American cities. Just travel to New York or Washington or Dallas, Texas. The average person will tell you that the lack of public safety damages not just the American way of life, but their life. President Trump will take that on. Thirdly, I guess the favorite at the World Economic Forum is climate change. Elites tell us that we have this existential crisis with so-called climate change, so much so that climate alarmism is probably the greatest cause for mental health crisis in the world. The solutions, the average person know, based on climate change are far worse and more harmful and cost more human lives, especially in Europe during the time that you need heating, than do the problem and the problems themselves. Fourth, 2 more here, Robin. Okay. The fourth, China. The number one adversary, not just to the United States, but to free people on planet Earth. Not only do we at Davos not say that, we give the Chinese Communist Party a platform. Count on President Trump ending that nonsense. And fifth, as we sit here, another supranational organization, the World Health Organization, is discussing foisting gender ideology upon the global South. These are practices that are under review, if not being rejected, by countries in Northern Europe. The new president, especially if it's President Trump, will, as you like to say, trust the science. He will understand the basic biological reality of manhood and womanhood. And do you know why? Not because of retribution, not because he's a dictator, but because he has the power of the American people behind him. And it's connected to Senator Portman's excellent point that in addition to needing a vigorous executive, we look forward to having the popular will inform both the House and Senate in 2025 to pass laws on all of those issues and many others. Ultimately, Robin, I think President Trump, if in fact he wins a second term, is going to be inspired by the wise words of Javier Milei, who said that he was in power not to guide sheep, but to awaken lions. That's what the average American and the average free person on planet Earth wants out of leaders.
Damn.
Tell me if he's wrong.
No, he knocked it out of the park there. You can tell, too, whatever was said before he got going pissed him off.
Riled him up a little bit. Sometimes you got to do that.
Whew. That is just fantastic. And it's great to see the pushback in those corridors of power. This part of the program brought to you by Montgomery Men's Health. And fellas, you need to listen up. Because, you know, two things start to affect men the most as we mature. Erectile dysfunction, it's a real thing. It's not sugar-coated. And low testosterone. It's nothing to deny, put off, or be ashamed about. And it's not something to wait to get fixed. You don't have to live this way. I know guys hate going to the doctor. I go to the doctor. But Montgomery Men's Health was created to take care of guys just like us. So if you're lacking motivation, energy, drive, always tired, perhaps you're seeing unwanted weight gain, loss of muscle mass, even a decreased sex drive, you just feel like you're always walking through life in a fog. Well, knowing whether or not you have low testosterone is huge in combating some of these issues. You know, as you age, you need to get a testosterone and PSA check as part of your annual men's routine.
Right.
And urologists even suggested that men should start getting their testosterone checked even at the age of 18. You know, this is stuff I didn't know until I talked to Montgomery Men's Health.
Me either.
A lot of guys suffer from low T, and sometimes they don't even realize it. But low T affects quality of life big time. So the providers there at Montgomery Men's Health will conduct a testosterone-focused workup, lab workup, just plus a consultation for just $99. And, you know, they have treatments there if you do, in fact, have low T that can truly change lives. Men can experience higher energy, better gains in the gym.
Brother.
That's right, brother. Better mental clarity, improved sleep patterns, a faster metabolism you usually even notice, and increased libido.
Ain't nothing wrong with that, Joey.
You can actually book the same day you call. Guys, it's time to feel amazing and hit your goals this year. Call 334-440-3663. That's 440-3663. Or go to MontgomeryMen'sHealth.com and be sure to tell them, well, you heard about them here on News and Views in the afternoon. We're going to hit this break, and we got a few folks calling in. Again, 272-9228 if you want to join the conversation. We'll be right back.
Want to carry News Talk in your pocket? Download the News Talk 93.1 app from the App Store. Available on iPhone and Android. Never miss a moment. Download now.
Reward yourself and your home with beautiful new flooring from Georgia Floors Direct. Since 1969, GFD has guaranteed the lowest prices on the largest inventory of all types of flooring. Visit or call today. Georgia Floors Direct, Eastern Boulevard, across from Lowe's.
For too long, Alabama's statewide news companies have shamed us for our conservative Christian values. Alabama deserves a news company that cherishes our culture, a company that isn't bought and paid for by the powers that be. 1819 News is that company. Run by Alabamians for Alabamians, 1819 News celebrates what is good and beautiful about our state while exposing those who work against our values in secret. Just go to 1819news.com to learn more. Subscribe to our newsletter. That's 1819news.com.
The Health and Wealth Show. The Health and Wealth Show. The show so nice, we said it twice. Weekday evenings at 6 on News Talk 93.1 WACV. The Health.
Wake it up, son. Joke's over, hey?
This hour of News and Views is brought to you by our good friends at Cole Plumbing, 279-8919. Cole Plumbing is number one in the number two business. You don't have to dig a hole. They have proprietary pipelining technology. Ask them about their tankless water heaters. Remember, when you have trouble with your bowl, call on Cole.
News and talk without the static. The River Region's most trusted voice. News Talk 93.1 FM WACV.
Joey Clark.
Welcome back. The News and Views in the afternoon. 272-9228. That's the number Duke dialed. Hey, Duke, how you
What's up, Duke?
Sitting there listening to you guys. What's going on, fellas?
Oh, another day, another dollar in debt. How you doing, buddy?
I know. Baby Trump, Jesus Trump gonna fix this. Baby Jesus Trump gonna fix that.
Yeah, he is.
That's the same baby Jesus Trump that boat still got that they probably dry rotted by now. That boat with the insurance and everything. That little insurance we supposed to get. Oh, baby Trump gonna fix it, ain't he? Yeah, no, he ain't.
Insurance part, but yeah,
He ain't gonna
if it
fix
needs
none
to
of
be
it.
fixed, Trump can fix it.
I'm still waiting for your
Yeah.
point.
Yeah, no, that's my point. That guy that you had on running his mouth talking about what Trump gonna fix. He fixed it. I'm sorry. None of it to start with.
So all that stuff that guy said, Trump's just not going to do that. That's not what people are. Why are people
Well,
so
what I
worried
heard-
about him?
What I heard him was talking about was Nikki. He was talking about Putin, how great he was, and all these dictators, and that he wanted to be like or whatever, idolize or whatever. You know, that's all I've heard him talk about.
Wait, did you take stupid pills this morning?
No, I heard Trump. I heard.
Well, I think
Trump
you took a
on-
big old handful of
No,
stupid
no,
pills
no,
and washed
no,
them
I
down with a
heard
big
him.
old glass of water.
No, I heard Trump on the things. Whatchamajig, one of his little rallies Saturday or whatever that was.
Yeah.
He was talking about. He was praising Putin and all those guys, all those dictators. You heard that clip?
I have not heard that clip.
I mean,
I've heard him
not
say
heard,
things
but
like Putin is not
I saw it,
dummy.
not heard
and I agree with that. He's not.
Wait,
a
do you
dummy.
think Putin and Xi Jinping are smart?
Well, he's talking about doing away with, the president got to follow rules like other citizens. He can do what he want to do, and all that old dictator kind of talk. See?
He said he
That's what
wanted to
I've
be
been hearing.
dictator for one day, just one day.
Nope, no.
I think we should give him a day.
Okay.
One day.
Give him that one day.
One day. What's one
that ain't
day?
what
24 hours.
That's not
Come
what
on.
we've been talking about at his rallies now.
And plus, every president who's going to act like a dictator ends up being like hailed as the greatest in
but this
American
guy-
history.
this guy been-
After hundreds of
this guy been
thousands
talk-
of Americans end up dead.
is
Historians
Been
love
talking it
war
up.
presidents.
This cat been talking it up pretty good the last few years now.
We're about to see what he's going to do. I think one day is okay.
But here's my thing though. I mean, the women ran for president this year. This go around.
Hold on. Let me think. This
You know,
go
on the-
round?
on the
Well,
on the
there's-
conservative
We
Republican
got
side.
Nikki
there's that
Haley.
one, Nikki Haley.
And who else?
And,
Um,
we
I
got
mean,
Nikki
me.
Haley. Did we already mention her?
Me.
Who's the one with the horse face from six? Oh, Carly Fiorina. But she didn't run this.
So out of,
Although
I mean, I didn't mean the men ran. Probably 5, 6.
the rest.
So, out of all the men, which one was the strongest to compete with Trump and didn't stay in the race?
The smartest one that realized he
I'm
was
talking
going to
about,
get beat.
I'm talking about the one that got a stack of them.
Yeah, he's talking about, you got to carry them in a wheelbarrow. They're so big.
Yeah, which one? We didn't get
Is
that.
it Ron DeSantis or is it Vivek Ramaswamy?
I mean, Nikki got a stronger stand than all of them.
Nikki is a
It
corporate
appears. She
paid
stood up
sponsor.
to Donna.
Nah, Nikki's
So
got
what now?
nothing, dude. If you remember,
She stood up to Donnie Boy. She's the
because
last
she got
one
paid to.
standing.
Dude, I
She
can't
didn't
believe you're
quit.
really with Nikki. She's an obvious, and she was very honest about it. She was broke 2 years ago, but when she decided she had to run for president, these people backed her and gave her money. Now, they didn't do that because they liked her. They didn't do that because they said, hey, we're on the same page. They did that. They said, you got name ID, and you're going to start
Okay,
doing what we
but-
tell you to do. And that's what she's doing.
She stood the test.
What's that? She hung in there long
Everybody
enough because
else
she's got
fold.
backers?
Why everybody else fold?
Because their backers said, you know what, we're tired of paying for this losing deal. So we're out. Hers got a little bit more money. We'll see what happens after New Hampshire.
And also, as soon as they indicted Trump was going to be the nominee.
Oh, yeah.
These guys are afraid of Trump. That's the reason they quit.
They're afraid of losing. It's not afraid of Trump. They just know they're going to lose. If I was to... If me and Joe were going to have a bet on who could write the best essay, I would just quickly go, why would I compete with that? You're going to beat me. Congratulations. Why would I put up with going through all the horse races?
Why you get in to start with then? Why waste that money to start with? You can get
Because it
in
wasn't
at
his
two
money.
wins.
It wasn't his money.
Why get in? Why embarrass yourself getting in and two
So
wins?
at this
and
point,
then you
Duke,
fold?
who do you like?
I I like Nikki. 'Cause she,
you couldn't have picked a weaker
Nikki-
candidate.
He really did take stupid pills.
Little Nikki,
I would
little
be
Nikki's
behind
gonna,
Biden, I
little
think,
Nikki.
before I'd be behind her.
I like her. I'm not gonna. No, I'm not being both end of them. But I would, if I had a choice. Now, if I was on your side, I would go with the strong person that stood up against drug guy. I would go with Nikki.
She hasn't really stood
And
up
little
against
Nikki,
him.
little Nikki wants to
She
shine.
just hadn't failed yet.
Y'all need to let her shine, huh? Say what
She
now?
hasn't stood up against him. She just simply hasn't failed yet. The money
only
train
thing-
is continuing for her.
Only thing I heard is people talking about she gave something away to somebody on behind her husband's back or something. They trying to accuse her of something.
Yeah, I did
like
see
that,
that,
so.
but so be it.
Well, I mean, people are making a big deal out of that. Then you got other people, grabbing a handful of women buying T-shirts and all that. I understand people complain about stuff like that. Huh?
Well, that just goes to your normal double standard. A man can have an affair. And it's not
There
that
you
big a
go.
deal. But it doesn't have to
There
do
you
with
go. That's
who it
that's
is.
why I don't like
That's
that.
just
I don't
double
like
standard
that.
across
Just
the
'cause-
board.
Yeah,
Oh,
because
I
he's
wish a
woman that gave
billionaire would
some of
grab
it
me by
away.
the.
How about 1,000?
Just because.
No. You keep asking, I'm going to keep saying no. All right. Keep your hands to yourself. All right.
But,
Like I said earlier, I got the stump right here, big boy. All right. Leave me alone.
Just because this lady was a woman and slipped up, and tripped and something.
Yeah, she just
something
like
whatever,
Fannie Willis. We stumbled into it.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, but the other cat on the other side, he never did nothing wrong. Named Trump, he never did nothing wrong.
We know everything he's ever done wrong.
Right.
There's nothing I don't think we don't know at this point.
Well, people complain about what she did. That's her business. She wants to give it away.
Because it's new information, and they'll find out something new tomorrow, and they'll complain about that.
Well, anyway, Duke, it's good to know you're not voting for any of these folks. Have a good day, sir.
No, no, I'm not. How many?
Trump? He's going for Trump?
He's going for Trump.
All right.
He's in Alabama. He's going for Trump.
You came around, Duke. I appreciate the call. He's going with Trump.
Going with
Duke's
Trump,
on the Trump train.
You heard it here.
So good to have you,
heard it
Duke. So good to have you. Beautiful Duke. I call him Beautiful Duke. Later, Duke.
See you, brother.
What a nonsense call. I loved it.
I loved you. He's great.
Go to James. Hey, James.
Hey, James. What's up, bud?
I wonder who Duke would write a check for. Would he send
No, he's nobody.
Haley $100?
Nope.
No, he's not going to
Or
send
Joe
any of them.
Biden?
Nope. Nope.
You think he would or wouldn't?
Nope.
Nope.
You're pretty
Nope.
sure?
Yeah.
I'm positive.
Yeah, I'm with you. I'm not sending any of them any money either. Okay? I'll send them a book, but I'm not sending them any money. All right? If they need something to read, all they got to do is email me. Joey, you have any idea why they suggest 18-year-olds to go to this men's clinic and have their testosterone checked?
Because men have been showing up with low testosterone even at very young ages.
No, it gives you a record. You can track it.
That too.
Exactly. That is the whole point for a baseline. I mean, how do you know if you're low at 40 if you don't know what your base is?
Well,
they
there is
compare,
a standard range in men, but yeah, what's happening, and some folks think it's microplastics or it's diet, or it's something like it's happening to young men now, not just guys getting into their 50s.
Well, the point is phthalates. They are everywhere, and they are hormone disruptors.
Mm-hmm.
They do just that, and there's no place that they're not. From computers to your dashboard to DVD cases, you name it, phthalates. Years ago, let's call it the 1990s, scientific researchers went out on the beaches of England and scooped up some sand. 33% of what was there was plastic. Okay?
Yeah.
You with me?
Yeah.
Can't be good for the environment or those who consume organisms that are derived from the environment. Who's on top of the food chain, Joey?
I think that would be human beings, Homo sapiens.
I believe it would be. Homo sapiens. You know what that means, Joey? Homo sapien?
Like?
I believe it translates to wise man.
Yeah, thinking sapien, thinking man.
There you go. Joey, It's been my pleasure. Have a nice day, and I'm hoping Duke will write him a check. When he gets ready to mail it, I'll send him a book.
Appreciate the call, James.
See you, James.
272-9228. Hey, you want to hit a break?
Let's do it. I'm about to cough in here. Holding it back.
You're holding it back?
Been fighting it.
Link, you've been following the rules?
If you're going to cough, please leave it.
You're not making it easier.
Good job for you.
I'm also very much of a germaphobe, by the way.
Making it easier. I coughed all weekend.
We'll be right back.
Joey Clark.
He may not know whether he's coming or going, but whether you're going to work or coming home, Greg Budell is there. Mornings 6 till 9 and afternoons 3 till 6. Only on News Talk 93.1 FM WACV.
What's your biggest investment? More than likely, it's your home. So treat it that way when you hire a painting contractor. PBS Painting, there are no gimmicks, no $99 special. Just quality painting and someone who treats your home with the same respect that you do. At PBS Painting, we have been painting for years and look forward to many more years to come. With PBS Painting, the job gets prepped properly, whether it's cleaning, scraping, or priming. We always use quality products, which is a must for a quality paint job. So if you're looking for a painter that doesn't need upfront money and is on the job at all times, then please give me a call. Scott Bowers and PBS Painting, 294-5122. That's PBS Painting, 294-5122. Look at some of our work on Facebook at PBS Painting Montgomery.
I'm getting vaccinated with Prevnar 20, a Pfizer vaccine.
So am I, because I'm at risk for pneumococcal pneumonia.
If you're 19 or older with chronic conditions like asthma, diabetes, COPD, or heart disease, or are 65 or older, you are at increased risk for pneumococcal pneumonia. Ask your doctor or pharmacist about Prevnar 20, pneumococcal 20-valent conjugate vaccine. It can help protect you against pneumococcal pneumonia in just one dose. Even if you've already been vaccinated with other pneumonia vaccines, Prevnar 20 may help provide added protection. Prevnar 20 is approved for adults to help prevent infections from 20 strains of the bacteria that cause pneumococcal pneumonia. Continued approval may depend on a supportive study. Don't get Prevnar 20 if you've had a severe allergic reaction to the vaccine or its ingredients. Adults with weakened immune systems may have a lower response to the vaccine. Side effects include pain and swelling at the injection site, fatigue, headache, muscle, and joint pain. For full prescribing information, please call 1-855-213-2138 or visit Prevnar20.com.
Hello, this is David Ernest with Ernest Financial. And just like Ernest Financial makes lots of money for our clients, Blue Water has helped us make lots of money for our company. You cannot go wrong with advertising with Blue Water Broadcasting.
Radio works. It's as simple as that. Call us to find out how radio can work for your business. Blue Water Broadcasting. Local folks helping local business.
This hour of News and Views is brought to you by our good friends at Cole Plumbing, 279-8919. Cole Plumbing is #1 in the #2 business. You don't have to dig a hole. They have proprietary pipelining technology. Ask them about their tankless water heaters. Remember, when you have trouble with your bowl, call on Cole.
Rich Thomas weather brought to you by Wiley Sanders Truck Lines. Truckers, if you are looking for green grass, contact Wiley Sanders Truck Lines. In business since 1959 and still growing. Call today, 855-777-9785.
Well, hi, everybody. Our radical temperature swing begins today. It's a start with a high temperature up to about 57. That's better. Sun-cloud mix. Clouds will be increasing, mostly cloudy, not as cold tonight. Overnight low 44. That's a big improvement. Tuesday's high 66 sounds nice. Risk of showers by tomorrow afternoon. Showers and thunderstorms Tuesday night. Even more likely Wednesday night, and especially on Thursday. But get this, the high temperatures will be in the lower 70s on Wednesday and Thursday. Almost spring-like. More storms Friday, but very mild. From the Blue Water Weather Center, this is Rich Thomas.
CB&S Bank has digital banking solutions to help you keep up.
check balances, pay bills, and much more. Learn more at cbsbank.com. Charges and fees may apply from your cellular service provider. Contact your service provider for information. Member FDIC.
The River Region's first and only news talk station on FM. Live, local talk. News Talk 93.1 FM WACV.
Joey Clark.
Welcome back to News and Views in the afternoon. 272-9228 if you want to get it on the program. Now, don't usually play, Alabama congressmen who ain't from our neck of the woods.
Yeah.
But I have to say, the brand new congressman from North Alabama, the guy, once Mo Brooks ran for Senate, he couldn't run for his seat again.
Right.
But the guy who won that seat, Dale Strong, he came out strong. Gave the speech in a committee hearing about the border.
Oh, really?
And also, once people get into the country, the effect it's had, cases it's had.
Oh, yeah.
And you can give the statistics, you can give all this stuff.
Nah, but you get personal.
Well, that's exactly what Dale Strong did.
Excellent.
Very strong indeed. So let's listen in. This is Dale Strong, reported on by 1819news.com. Well, talking about the heartbreaking reality of what's happening with all these folks flowing into the country.
Been more than just one instance. In Alabama alone, May 2023, an illegal alien from Honduras raped a teenage girl in a restaurant bathroom. November 2022, an illegal alien sodomized a 13-year-old boy. July 2022, an illegal immigrant from Mexico killed and dismembered a woman's body and her child. The lone survivor, a 12-year-old girl, escaped after watching this horrific scene and being held captive with the decomposing remains.
Do you remember all these? Yep. I remember all of those
Every
being
one of them,
reported in real time, yeah. Well, the bathroom was right down the road.
Right here, yeah. Just a little north of here.
Let's keep going.
How many more stories like this will it take for Secretary Mayorkas and the Biden administration to wake up? The Stay in Mexico Act, it worked. The Stay in Mexico Act, it worked. I don't care which president was there, whether it was Obama, whether it was Trump, the Stay in Mexico Act worked. Process them, fuel up ICE air, send them back to the country of their origin. If not this, then what will compel them to act? I agree, Secretary Mayorkas is not the solution. He is part of the problem. He created this circus. He has failed to carry out U.S. law. 8.5 million illegals have crossed the southern border from 160 countries. They've come into our country. They're invading our country from 160 countries. Fentanyl crossing the border by planes, mules, drones. Child slavery is rampant, and both sides of the aisle know it. 85,000 children illegally brought into America, and this administration says we have no clue where they are. No clue where they are. Guess what? They're in sex slavery in our country. Let me answer the fact. But I'm telling you right now, both of you are experts. You lost it all. You lost your daughters. You're an expert. Mr. Chairman, I yield back.
Wow.
That's good.
No, that's a brand new congressman there from North Alabama.
Mm-hmm.
Where all the people in the money are in this state.
I think he's from Madison County.
Yeah, makes sense. No, most of our leadership here in the state from that part of the state.
Got good schools up there, Joey.
No, it's also like a lot of money been flowing in there.
If we had some down around here, we'd get some of that money to flow in.
Well, I didn't hear people in North Alabama complaining about those highly skilled immigrants that showed up in the late 40s.
Or the, well, never mind. Yeah, you're right, Joey.
No, I kid.
No, you're right.
But good on Dale Strong for putting that out there. It really is, It's something I'll be asking those libertarian candidates I'll be moderating that debate for.
Yeah.
Just what should the immigration policies be of the United States? Because, right now with keeping the light on, just keeping things kind of wide open.
Well, here's another question.
What do you think you're incentivizing here exactly?
Yeah, just keep coming. But here's another question. Let's say we stop the gates. We close them all tomorrow. What do we do with how many millions that are here? And the policy we've had in the past of just ignoring them and pretending they're not here obviously does not work. Again, we got to have real, honest conversations with ourselves. Because here in America, we'll put out a horrible policy, know it's horrible, and keep following that same horrible policy.
Yep.
Because we refuse to have honest conversations. Because those leaders that put that policy in don't want to own up to the fact that maybe that was a bad idea.
Oh, very cool story here. A little happier. Coming out from 1819 News this afternoon, just broke in the 2:00 hour here. Governor Ivey, State Representative Yarborough, join students at State Capitol to support school choice. So Kay Ivey seems serious about this, sugar.
So far.
I like it.
He's walking that high step.
And has anybody looked into my thought that has anybody ever seen Ric Flair and Kay Ivey in the same room? Seriously, when I saw Ric Flair at the Bucks game, standing out there in front of the Pirates, woo! I'm like, Kay? I don't know.
I think Rick's got a little bit more mojo going on than Kay does right now.
But apparently Governor Ivey and former and current lawmakers braved the brisk morning temperatures with dozens of local students and parents today to kick off National School Choice Week on the state capitol steps to push more school choice ahead of the state's legislative session. The Alabama Opportunity Scholarship Fund hosted the event, with Executive Director Andy Ryan introducing the speakers, which included Ivey, State Rep Ernie Yarborough, a Republican from Trinity, Alabama. Where's Trinity?
That's a good question.
Parents and students speaking in support of expanded school choice. School choice is already lined up for significant conversation during Alabama's regular legislative session, slated to kick off on February the 6th. While Yarborough is the only one to announce details of an actual bill, Ivey's administration is also working on school choice legislation. Both will focus on education savings accounts. ESAs would allocate state funds parents can access for homeschooling, private schooling, and in some cases, out-of-district schools. In many cases, ESAs are used for various necessities, such as textbooks, tuition, tutoring, language studies, therapies, and extracurricular activities such as art, music, literature, and more. Ivey spoke first, opining on the importance of education and every person pursuing the American dream, saying creating ESAs was her top priority in the legislative session. I'm not going to do the voice. I believe in the potential that lies within each of our students, whether they are learning in public schools, private schools, charter schools, or homeschools, Ivey said, providing all the children, no matter their zip code, with a solid foundation in education is critical to the future success of our state. Our mission is clear: to create an environment where every child has a chance to excel and achieve their dreams. Well,
there you go.
All right.
By the way, Trinity is a town in Morgan County, Alabama, near Decatur. Population, 2,500.
Only 2,500 there.
It's up from the 2020 census when they only had 2,000.
I will say that my brother lived in Decatur there for a second. That whole area is quite beautiful.
Yeah.
It's still Alabama.
Right.
But it definitely is different. Once you get north of Birmingham, it's
Right.
a very different part of the state, different part of the world.
Somebody else chiming in.
Oh, who's chiming in?
Jane Clark. You and these Clark people.
Where's she chiming in?
Well, she's let me know too about Trinity. But it's just funny. There's more Clarks in my life than I've ever known in my entire life. All of a sudden, I know all these Clarks now. Which y'all are better, pretty good bunch of people, to be honest, so far.
Now, Gumtown John's asking us, you hear about that mayor in Illinois, Tiffany Haynard, who is literally acting like a dictator in her town?
She's the one with the billboards and stuff?
He says it's cray-cray.
She's the lady with the billboards and stuff. She's a little over the top.
Oh, let's look up this lady. Tiffany.
Thank you, Jane, by the way.
Haynard. Yes, thank you, Jane. Oh, is she the one who did like the music video and stuff?
Yeah, that's what I
too?
think it is, yeah. And she just flat out dares you to take her on.
First, this is a headline from the Daily Mail, folks. take it with a grain of salt, but quote, first female mayor of tiny Illinois village who hired child gang rapist is slammed for living like a royal after demanding $300,000 in salary, using taxpayer money for billboards, hair, and makeup, and passing laws so next mayor will earn just $25K.
That's her.
She's only 40.
She the boss.
Oh, damn.
Yeah.
Yeah. She's something all right.
Yeah.
Wow. Thanks for the tip, Gumtown John.
No, that's a good one.
That's
in America too, ladies and gentlemen. Not some foreign country. That's right here in America.
Yeah, that's a bit much. Anyway, we got to hit this break.
All right, let's hit it.
We'll be right back. Hopefully with Ray Bowles, Prattville Carpet.
Want to carry News Talk in your pocket? Download the News Talk 93.1 app from the App Store. Available on iPhone and Android. Never miss a moment. Download now.
Hey, this is Randy and Tammy Burkhalter at Prattville Farm Center.
Hey, Randy, tell me about those hot chicks I've been hearing about.
Now, Tammy, I don't know any since we got married.
No, Randy, the baby chicks.
Oh, yeah, we're getting Rhode Island Reds, Americanas, Buff Orpingtons, and about 6 other different varieties.
Plus ducks, turkeys, geese, and guineas.
Hey, and raising chickens is a great family project.
And you get to look forward to fresh eggs.
Visit Prattville Farm Center at 1154 South Memorial Drive and pick up your hot chicks today.
This hour of News and Views is brought to you by our good friends at Cole Plumbing, 279-8919. Cole Plumbing is number 1 in the number 2 business. You don't have to dig a hole. They have proprietary pipelining technology. Ask them about their tankless water heaters. Remember, when you have trouble with your bowl, call on Cole.
Live, local talk. The River Region's most trusted voice for news and opinion. News Talk 93.1 FM, WACV.
Welcome back to News and Views in the afternoon. I'm your host, Joey Clark. Eddie Bader in the house with me.
How you doing, bro?
Let's go to Ray Bowles from Prattville Carpet. Hey, Ray, how you doing?
You know what? We are doing great. We're just riding around, enjoying this beautiful weather. What a good day. It's, 63 after last week?
Yeah.
Can't complain about this.
Now we're warming up, buddy.
It is feeling great. And I tell you, right now is just the perfect time to call Prattville Carpet to have us come out and measure, because Terry's on vacation this week. I would love for nothing more than to have like 500 sales whenever he comes back.
When he gets back, yeah.
You know? Yeah.
Teach him a lesson.
Did
you have a good vacation, Terry?
You know, yeah. We're going to, we have a PO book, keep up with jobs.
Yeah.
And so usually when you come back, the first thing you do is you pick up that PO quietly and look at it. So we'll go fill up a bunch of fake names and stuff on there.
Yes.
He says, well, how were you getting slow? We didn't sell nothing while you were gone. Don't feel bad. Oh, yeah, it's probably not. The life of a salespeople.
Yep.
You got to love it. But every now and then you got to take off and spend time with the family, and that's what he's doing this week.
Excellent.
But if you do need a floor, give us a call, 285-8117. One of the guys will be glad to come out and give you that free measurement. Next thing you know, you got a floor down, just that simple.
It really is that simple, folks. Great people, great products, great service. 285-8117. And when you call 285-8117, be sure to tell them you heard Ray on the radio with Joey and Eddie.
All right, guys. Y'all have a great day.
You too, Ray. See you, bro.
Appreciate you, Ray. So did we learn anything today?
I don't know if we learned anything, but we talked to a few cool people today. I agree with that. It's
Yeah,
nice
it's
to see
always
Charlotte.
good seeing Charlotte. Yeah, Charlotte Meadows
Love it
running
when she
for
comes in.
state school board.
Mm-hmm.
I think that has been a long passion of hers. I think
Oh,
she
no
was
doubt.
pretty happy to see everything that went down. I think she was at the Capitol.
Is that right?
Yeah. But, yeah, she has been working hard on school choice issues for a long, long time. And she isn't alone. There have been a lot of people pushing this, and it's finally good to see the governor of the state come around. But you also have got the lieutenant governor. You got a lot of folks who are pushing this issue, and it's heartening to hear Kay Ivey say This is the number one issue for the session. I was a little worried there for a second.
I think all of us were.
That gambling was going to take up
Push
all the
into it,
time.
yeah.
But I don't think it's actually going to go that way. But we shall see.
We'll see.
We shall definitely see. But, I told you about the story where Ariel, the dog with 6 legs,
yes,
has an operation and is doing all right, apparently.
So 6 legs didn't make him any faster of a runner?
Yeah, this dog named Ariel was found dumped in a supermarket car park.
Oh, that's so sad.
Now, must be in jolly old England. But had surgery to remove her extra limbs. The 11-week-old spaniel hit the headlines after being abandoned outside Pembrokeshire branch of P&M. You ever been to England?
Nope. It's always too rainy.
I probably would enjoy it.
Yes, you would. Yes, you would.
A bit of an Anglophile.
That and the all the history and all that. You'd eat that up. Yeah.
My brother went. I told you that, right?
Mm-hmm.
Went and saw Shakespeare. He saw Macbeth at the original Globe Theater.
Oh, no, that's pretty.
He went to a Liverpool game. He's a big Liverpool fan.
That I would like to see.
And then the guy he went with, man, I don't need to share all the dirty laundry. Let's just say this guy was getting out of a nasty divorce.
Mm-hmm.
He did not deserve. Like, this guy's a catch, ladies.
Oh, I see.
Like, handsome, in great shape, makes a lot of money.
Yeah.
And he's liberal, so, he's in touch with his feminine side. No, but he's a real good dude. Even with our politics disagree, I really like the guy. It's cool when you meet your brother's friends, you're like, oh, yeah, we get why y'all are friends. And he apparently met some broad, like at some pub. And then the second date, they met up in Iceland.
Nice.
I'm like,
I like how he rolls.
And I'm still stuck here in Montgomery doing talk radio.
Oh, I see your problem. Maybe we take it a little more international, Joey. Just a little. It's a little more international.
Yeah, well, Eddie's trying to hook me up with some cowgirl. I thought of you.
Yeah?
There's some new, bachelorette style show where it's like people on farms.
Yeah.
And I could see you signing me up for something like that. Just as a joke.
Oh, Joey, I do not joke about your relationship.
No, you don't?
This is hard work.
You
over
should.
It's hard work over here,
It's
Joey.
a pretty target-rich environment.
You'll see. I think really a nice Jamaican lady
Yeah.
would be really good for you.
Yeah, nice Jamaican lady. But it's good to see the little pup doing well. Okay, yeah, that's nuts right here.
That is really cool, though,
pull
that
up
they were
this-
able to do that.
Like, do you want to know what the extra legs look like? Here, I'll hold it up. I'll actually physically hold this up to the live stream.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, and so that extra thing hanging down, that's two extra
Two
legs.
extra legs.
Yeah, that's nuts. And they remove those, the dog's doing all right. You got to wonder these days, is there still good in the world? Yeah.
Yeah, there is.
Of course there is.
Yeah, there is.
Calm down.
I look out this window right here, Joey. I see some of the best good this world's ever had to offer. That's Rosie. As long
She
as
is
people like
pretty
here
awesome.
in this world, we're good to go.
Well, you ain't too bad yourself, big boy.
Love that lady.
You want to get out of here?
Yeah, I'm ready to go before I start crying.
Crying? Let's stay another minute. Eddie's going to cry.
We're good.
Well, if you not had your good cry for the week yet?
Nope. And it's only Monday.
Hmm.
I got to wait till at least Wednesday. Purge the system.
Now, you've seen the Bill Burr skit or stand up where he's like, and I go to the bathroom and I cry like a little boy for 0.8 seconds. And then I shove it all
That's
down,
it.
just right here to this angry shelf right here, right under your heart.
The
and your
problem with
chest.
that is when you do that, you're for 50 years.
Yeah.
That,
Oh, yeah. And
that
then it
starts
bursts.
to break. Yeah.
Yeah.
It really does. Yep.
Yeah.
Makes it tough.
This is why we make fun of each other so much.
Laugh instead of crying.
No, exactly right. Well, y'all stay tuned for Happy Hour. Greg and Rosie, they're next. Thank you for listening.
From the Riverside Chevrolet Master Control Center, this is